slaughtered all that dwelled, and so Sir Edwin vengeance sought as a paladin in hell. Sir Edwin drew his holy sword and spurred his milk-white steed, and found him a portal mystical, its runes he then did read. The portal erupted in hellish flame, and Edwin charged it well, for to avenge his home and hearth, this paladin in hell. Sir Edwin Ardu sought Balthor's lair amidst 9 plains of fire, whipping off heads of devils who dared to halt his quest of ire. Bearded, barbed, and horned, and chained, and dicey devils fell, making his way to Balthor's tower, this paladin in hell. Balthor stood upon his tower atop a mountain tall. Sir Edwin's sword shone silver and bright, celestial power to call. He spurred his steed and plunged his blade deep in the tower's base. The mortal of Hellstone sundered, so the tower collapsed into waste. Balthor burst from rubble and fire and cracked his wicked tail. Sir Edwin's shield, silver and pure, shattered against the assail. The battle ensued for 3 full days, his blade versed claws and spells, till Balthor cried, "Curse ye, foul knight, ye paladin in hell!" Balthor tore a rift in space, a portal of light did appear, revealing this town, this street, this inn, folks drinking their beer. The pit fiend laughed and made his move, innocent folk to kill, and slipped through the rift to our fine little town to challenge Edwin's will. But Edwin reached out Balthor to catch, the red tail upon his arm furled. Both devil and knight were locked in a fight between 2 separate worlds. Sir Edwin Dardu then pledged his soul to hold Balthor at bay, and the portal collapsed with both of them trapped in a clutch of death to this day. Let us raise a tankard or glass and toast Sir Edwin Ardu, trapped for air between the plains, defending justice due. Sir Edwin Ardu is the man of the day, alas we knew him well. He fought for us all with heart, soul, and steel, this paladin in hell. He fought for us all with heart, soul, and steel, this paladin in hell. There's never a wine as ever as fine as made by a vineyard elf. RPG diddly-dee and dee, don't fumble as you tumble to the shelf. Cider's made by a whole halfling, whiskey's made by a gnome. RPG diddly-dee and dee, don't fumble as you tumble to your home. There ain't no beer that brings such cheer as made by an alehouse dwarf. RPG diddly-dee and dee, don't fumble as you tumble or you'll barf. RPG diddly-dee and dee, we'll sing this song all night. If damn my human drinking's wrong, I don't want to be right. Fortitude. Save. I went to the lands of the noble gnomes, and they gave me a drink in their hillside home.
Because I can only imagine.
We can only imagine there, kiddies, what's going down today. The Warlocks have returned to the keep to find it full of large scale, not quite scale, I don't know, dinosaurs. Full of dinosaurs, so let's see how they deal with that. Oh, the transition, dude. I'm very sad about that. Hold on, let's do this right.
We're gonna do this over? All right, I'll wait.
All right. We're gonna get double transitions here.
Perfect.
Yes, okay, here we go. Here we Warlocks.
Are you not entertained? No. Hello, it is Monday night. And that means it is time once again for Too Many Warlocks. I, as always, am your benevolent Dungeon Master Puck, and I am joined today by not 4, but 3 particular Warlocks of various skill sets and descriptions. They are, in no particular order, the ever studious one Penitent Wright, spicy like sriracha, Miss T3 Tea Leaf. I fumbled it. I broke the line. And then we have Guy as well. And Richard is out today on a special mission. Whoa. It's a good mission. Only good things will come from it. When last we left our heroes, it was Penn backstory development theater. We journeyed to Candle Keep. We found out that Mr. Penitent Wright was in fact a student at Candle Keep. We met one of his professors and then ransacked his office and stole all the information inside.
It's fine.
They'll never notice.
He was probably a bad guy.
And then noped the hell out of there.
But it's all right because he left a note.
I did leave a note. And I will feign innocence until
that note was a lie, and you know it. Okay. Also, we found out that Penn's professor, his research was being funded by the ever-present House Zelos. Keeps cropping up. He's everywhere you want to be. It's like MasterCard. So then they journeyed off to Daggerford to try to elicit the help of the Paladins of the Silver Hand. They said they could not assist in the way as requested because they were dealing with an uprising of the Nine Hells far to the east. So they were informed about a particular shield that they may be able to track down that has similar properties to this magical artifact that keeps away all undead. And they've been told of roughly how to find it. But the Warlocks have been on the road for quite some time. It's been some go, go, go. So we came back to the keep, and there are enormous scaly beasts roaming about. Some of them have horns. Some of them have large open maws filled with teeth. And that is the state of things. And Penn, completely exhausted from the emotional and mental ordeals of things, attempting to unwind in the Cookie's Crab Shack, was interrupted by one Team Growl. And that's where we join the scene now. Team Growl has hopped into the Cookie's Crab Shack, and they've jumped up on a table and planted their banner and introduced themselves.
Really sarcastic applause. Clap. Clap.
Thank you. It's too much. Really.
Yeah, and with no shirt on and my belly's still bleeding because I still need to finish the ritual.
And he's taking you completely seriously. Rumble Snarl is just like, stop.
And
That's my boy.
I take my grimoire and open it up to that page and put it in front of Guy so he can go back to his screaming.
Directly at you.
You did this to me.
Regardless, and I just look to Team Growl and I'm like, hi, welcome back.
Hello. Mission accomplished. So we decided to come back here.
Ooh, what exactly?
We did just like you said. We went to that town and we smashed some kegs. Just like you said. But Daryl's got a taste for the sauce now. He couldn't help himself, and he grabbed one. So then we partied out in the hills for a while, and we woke up the other night, and we decided we'd come over, just like you said.
I look at Daryl. Is he less alive than usual?
Daryl is composed. he appears as alive as normal.
Okay, so you just smashed the kegs. You didn't, like, look for any weird goings on or any, of the other stuff we clearly said before you left.
1 minute, we need to have a meeting. As they get a short meeting takes place, arms over shoulders, a lot of shrugging is happening. No, we did not. We were not listening to that part.
That's my boys.
That's okay. You did the most important thing. Good for you, eh?
What did they do? I look at Guy because I'm just confused. What did they do? Because as far as
exactly what we told them to do.
no, they did exactly one thing we said they should do.
That's one thing.
And I just look at this witch. I can't even say words. I just look at this battle of wits that is soon to occur, and I just leave Guy and them, and I head down to go check on Calazar because I can't right now.
Okay, so I guess we'll stay here then. Okay.
Yep, I'm in the.
Sit down, guys. Order a couple drinks.
Just drink. When Penn walks out of the room, does his book go with him?
No, I left it. Unless somebody else.
I didn't ask if you took it. I asked if it went.
It doesn't go with him when he leaves.
Ooh, okay.
All right. So Penn, you go down to check on Calazar. Guy, you're concentrating on your ritual, but you notice there is this elaborate dance now unfolding in the Cookies Crab Shack, where the members of Team Growl disperse like troubled toddlers, just like picking up things, and Tommy is ever present around them, removing things from hands. Something goes into a pocket, it's quickly taken back out and put back where it belongs.
Excellent. Oh,
and it's just all over, or just over and over again.
They've got a handler, isn't that?
Yeah.
All I've done is summon Twitch.
Okay.
And he's on the bar in front of me looking back at me and mocking me. So as he's going, and then he goes, and he faints like crazy. Which is, I mean, it's funny until you think for a second. He's got an intelligence of 2. That means it's me making him do it.
Yeah. And eventually this display with Twitch, not Twitch, but Twitch the Weasel.
For those who haven't, we haven't seen him in a month.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a while. Attracts the attention of Team Growl, and they pull up seats all around the area, and they're just watching. And every time he dies, they're like, it's just like a smattering of applause.
Oh yeah, it turns into a Punch and Judy show. He's glasses and just, I mean, he's putting on the performance I wish I could, but I'm trying to concentrate on the book. So.
And they're loving every second of it.
Boys.
All right, so that's playing out there. You go check on Calazar. Is anything particularly looking for with him, or he's just
a very general. I'm trying to make sure he's still like, alive and doing better.
He's still alive. He's covered in bandages, and his room has a simple candle with a shade on it. Just to kind of keep the light down.
Mm-hmm. Is he asleep? I'm assuming. Is he still unconscious?
Yeah, still not responsive.
Well, at least he's still alive. And I just look at him. I'm like, I don't. It's a little overwhelming too, just because I'm not. We've already lost one, and then this happens, and now, and I'd like to think I'm just saying this out loud because I'm like, he can't hear me.
Speaking out loud with him.
Yeah, I'm just like, you have to be a Phoenix, not like the one that's upstairs in a similar state, but like, you burn, but you come back, right? Like, and I just, I reach out with awakened mind and just like, am very soothing, like, it'll be okay. We're all here and we're hopefully going to get him back. And that's all I say. And I just turn around and go back upstairs.
All right. Keithley, what are you up to?
I was upstairs reading the book about my family.
Yes.
I think.
Oh.
So you did hear some commotion downstairs. It's getting very late at this point.
I will head downstairs once I've heard the commotion. Like, I'll tuck the book in my pocket and head
Sure.
downstairs.
You come down, and a very familiar Knoll and two humans are watching this show. This mustachioed weasel pantomiming everything that goes on with Guy, and then like doing fake deaths over and over again, each time followed by a smattering of applause by these simple people who have gathered around to watch it.
Oh, it's Team Growl.
Hey, we know you.
Hey.
This is a really good show, and they're not even charging.
Nope. Not yet. How did things go at that town?
Oh, well, we just came back to report mission accomplished. We broke the kegs, took one of them, had a night out, or maybe a couple nights, we don't remember, and then we came back.
Oh, good. Well, it's a good thing that keg was not poisoned.
Oh, damn. Daryl, that could have been poisoned.
Like, remember what happened to, was it Daryl who turned?
Yeah, Daryl.
Crazy?
Do you want to end up like your brother? Damn, we gotta be more careful.
So are you joining us here at the keep or just stopping by?
Well, I guess we're gonna join you here. Those were the orders, right?
Yep.
All right, well, we'll just hang out here. Next time you guys got a job you need done, you just tell old Team Growl. We'll bail you out of a jam.
All right, awesome. We'll keep that in mind. Have you seen Penn?
Oh, he went down to the basement.
Okay.
I'd
I
like
will
oh,
hang
no.
out at the bar and wait for.
All right.
I think I'd be back by now, but I'm not sure.
All right, well, we'll say this happens while you're having your conversation, and now you're coming back up.
Okay.
All right.
Wait. Back up. Oh, hi, Keithree.
Hey.
I see. Yeah, they're back. Very exasperated. Just yes, the prodigal sons. Oh God.
But you're like the president or
I'm
something.
the vice
so-
president.
Ah,
Let's not get
vice
ahead of
president.
ourselves. I'm sure, like, in a day or two, I'll have earned that title. But for now, we're still at vice president. And I look at them and I'm like, so what are we? And is Guy still like doing this tattoo?
Oh,
I
it
imagine it's
takes
still
2
going on.
hours. It's-
Yeah, he's gonna pass out in pain, and that'll be the night.
Fine. Eventually I need that book back, but I guess I'll just stay up and wait. But I
You
just
don't touch this fucking book for 2 hours. Once is enough in a day. I'm almost back to the point where it stuck out my guts last time. Don't do it.
and I'm like, maybe one day I'll just be able to like rip pages out of this thing. It'll just be like a copier. But what are we doing tomorrow? Because like there's a shield and that's cool and all, but like there's no one here to tell us that that's the right thing to do anymore. And I look at Keithree and then Guy, I'm like, wait a minute, where's Richard? And then I look around and I'm like, where is Richard?
Last you saw Richard, he went up to his room.
Oh, well, should we get
At the
Richard
room.
for team meeting?
He's probably either having a snuggle with his dragon egg or his patron took him again, but we can look. Well, you can look. I'm not going anywhere.
All right. So I guess I'm like 1 second and I run up and just knock on Richard's door and like,
All right. On Richard's door, there's a note from Richard that says, "Gone to the Fae."
I love your and I just run back downstairs and I'm like, Richard's gone again, but presumably in a good way because it just had gone to the Fae. So
Oh, he left a note this time. It's getting
Yeah.
better.
yeah, marginally.
I mean, that's. I think that is a significant improvement over just disappearing into the ground.
I'll give you that.
I
Yeah.
have a question though.
Yes.
What's it like to get just a shitty note as an excuse for bad behavior? Don't take the book. Please don't take the book. Oh.
Look, we knew team meeting. And I'm like, and I make sure that Team Growl's within earshot because I feel like they need to know this information. I look at them, I'm like,
They are sitting around Guy completely enthralled with this weasel performance.
I walk over and I just I just kind of shoo him. I'm like, could you please this is important. Guy, please. This like I'm not like pushing it, but I'm just like, go.
I'm not sure how this works, but you get the distinct impression that you just got the stink eye from a weasel, and then it runs up my arm and sits on my shoulder.
And it's like the spell is broken, and they just get up and they're just like, "Oh, all right, let's get some drinks, boys." And they go and find some drinks, and the elaborate dance between them and Tommy ensues again.
No, you three, Vice President, we're having a team meeting. This includes y'all.
Oh, okay. Daryl, important stuff. I have to have a meeting with the vice president. And he goes over to the table.
Okay, so everyone here at Rumble Snarl, I'll assume everything I'm saying is correct. That's the important part. And then these two will also have input.
Okay.
We will correct you when that is not the case.
There you go. And I look at them and I'm like, we've determined that in one form or another, Lord Zelos, because of our interactions with Owen Stone, we've determined that he's not most likely a great guy, or at least he works with a not great guy. Something about that isn't right. We've determined that.
Shit.
Yes.
Okay. And I was like, and I turned to Rumble Snarl, I was like, Owen Stone and Lord Zelos are bad.
Okay. I have no idea who those people are, but I trust your judgment.
There you go. That's important. And then I look at the other two, I'm like, so we know that, and we've determined that. So I stole the research of a man who was funneling them information about liches. So I'm going to chalk that up, and I did like, I look behind me and just make in the air. I'm like, I'm going to chalk that up to one on the side of justice and say we did the right thing.
I know it just happened a couple of hours ago, but it really feel like you had the week to think about that. Oh.
I've had a lot of time to think. We had a long gargoyle ride. So, yes,
Look, Mr. Vice President, I don't want to tell you how to do your job, but stealing things is always a good thing.
Unless it's stealing from the keep.
Or
That is a bad thing.
We steal
Right,
from
well,
bad people.
You can't steal from yourself. How do you take something out of your own pocket and put it back in?
Yes, so you, all three of you, should not steal from the keep, because that would be stealing from yourself.
Right. We will not wear what is the keep?
This place you're in.
Oh.
Yeah, like this whole like area, not just this building, but like the stuff and the people and buildings around it.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't steal from where you live, eh? Because then the cops find you. You go other place and steal and bring it home, eh?
That makes really good sense. Daryl, empty your pockets. And it's like as the conversation goes on, ever so often there's like a clattering. It's just like a plate and like some forks, like stuff that's not even valuable. Some of it's just garbage.
You know what? I bet these guys are really good at heavy lifting.
Yeah, because I love him
Don't finish
so.
that sentence. That's rude.
With awakened mind, I'm like, because I can't imagine they're good at much else that involves any sort of intelligence. Only to those two. Okay, well, regardless, we've determined that. We went
Clang.
to Paladins.
Clatter, clatter.
I don't mean to stereotype, but they were Paladins. Not much help in the end for us.
Oh, I don't like paladins. They
This
always
guy.
want me to find religion.
Oh, about that, I had a question. They thought it was a shield, eh?
They thought.
Are any of us who can actually use a shield? I mean, I can hold one, but I sure don't know what the hell to do with it. Eh? You who fight with the sword there, eh? You can use a shield or no? Eh? That's kind of what I thought. Eh?
That is a good question.
So,
What-
and I'm thinking already the mercs already too. They are some. I mean, let's face it. Two of them are street performers, eh? And one cleric, and she got the two-handed weapon, I think. And the barbarian don't seem smart enough to hold the shield, eh?
Wow.
Savage.
Presumptuous coming from the guy who just said Paladins, but
Oh, I agree with him. Barbarians are totally stupid.
you're gonna have a meeting with Wormspit. We're gonna have to. Anyway,
What's a worm spit?
Really, really close to the ground.
It hurts. Everything hurts in my brain right now. Why can't I go back to the school or the intelligence? And I kind of
Stole
like,
from them, and if you go back, they arrest you. That's why you can't go back.
I am innocent. We were
They
deported.
say
I
never
will
return to the
stand.
scene of the crime.
It wasn't a crime. We just did the right thing in a way that can be perceived as wrong.
I
Moral
gotcha.
ambiguity.
Good thinking, Mr. Vice President.
No, none of. Ah! And I'm just like, so here's the point. Whether or not any of us can use a shield, we need the shield theoretically. Because, like,
Maybe you could just tie it to something and wave it around.
this is what I'm thinking. We can either give it to the armor and he can do some weird stuff, maybe make a construct out of it. That would be neat. But, like, or we can mount it. I don't know. But the point being is we were told that's where we could get that. Now, the question is, there's no Calazar right now to tell us we have to do that.
So
Where's the
we be
boss?
our own Calazars.
Exactly.
And you're the boss of us, the bosses. So go.
Do you really want to just hand that to me? Because you know what I want to go do. I want to spend like a couple of days researching and trying to figure out how in the world we get Maldavos out of Blackwind. Although I guess he was Blackwind before. I gotta come up with a persona for this new thing, this evil gobbledygook.
Mr. Vice President,
Yeah.
you tried a rope.
What kind of rope?
Like a rope. You tie it around it and pull. That's how we usually get things out of other things.
Is it
I
like
don't want to get too technical.
is it like a soul rope? Is it a holy rope? I'm trying to get a man out of a
I'll
lich.
be honest here, I don't know what you're talking about. But if I know, because Daryl get stuck in things all the time. So if I want to get them out, usually tie a rope and pull, and they come right out. So that's how we solve problems usually.
I know and can tell, and I appreciate that about you guys. You are problem solvers, and you know what? I think you should go help. What is Daryl doing back there? And what is other Daryl doing over there?
It's like when a dog has something in his mouth and you're asking, he's in the corner and he's looking back at you. Daryl. No, we can't do that here anymore. Just professional time. Then both the Daryls kind of scramble and stand up straight.
Yeah, maybe you should go help them, and I can finish.
No,
this.
they're fine. They do this all the time. This is an important meeting.
Oh, okay. I'm not regretting this at all.
You invited him. Yeah.
Well, okay, I guess he's part of all this now, so we gotta. All right, new Richard. So listen. So listen, the long and the short of this is there is a lich coming to the keep to murder us.
Oh, that sounds spooky.
I know, right? Imagine if Daryl was a good guy and somehow ate some bad stuff and turned into a lich, but you still wanted to get Daryl out while not killing him.
Kind of like when Daryl turned kind of crazy
Yeah.
when we were in the werewolf town.
Well, whenever
Or worse.
Daryl's acting a fool, we usually just beat him up until he stops.
Yeah, that's what everybody else wants to do.
Oh, usually smarts a good butt whipping, smarten him up real quick.
What if Daryl could, like, destroy you and everything you cared about with relative ease?
Then he'd become the new leader of Team Growl.
See, this is the issue. That's not democracy, and that's also an issue.
I understand what all of those things mean.
I need to find like an item that bestows intelligence, or maybe I don't need to. Maybe this is a gift, and I just need to be smart enough to not utilize
There's
it.
beer all over the counter on that last one.
Yeah.
It's a major spit take.
Okay, well, let's put it to a vote because that's the best thing to do. Do we want to go get the shield, or do we want to pursue other things? And I'm open to the other things thing.
So I think it's good to get the shield, but maybe we want to wait for Richard so that we've got, a little bit more strength going into that, and also so he doesn't show up and just be like, "Hey, we're gone, bye."
Oh yes,
You
because
could leave a note.
yeah. we
At
could
least
get-
give him a day or two. See.
Okay. Is there anything we want to do in the meantime if we're going to wait for Richard? Because I've already shown my hand as I always do. Do you two have any? I really am trying to refrain from ulterior motives, but any projects or things we want to work on to prepare the keep, or like such sort.
Well, point of order. If there's a bad person coming, you should set some traps. We set traps all the time. Fallen log, dig a hole, that kind of thing.
With
Special
awakened
ops.
mind to Paningi, I'm just gonna go, "Oh my god, he had a good idea."
Yeah, we got special ops right here, eh? They could walk right through the enemy camp. Nobody believed them do anything. And then they fall in the hole.
With awakened mind, I say to the other two, I have a horrible idea that to a lich, this is going to be the equivalent of walking through the front door and there being a bucket of water fall on your head.
It's not for the lich. It's for all the shit the lich bring, eh?
Yes.
We fight the lich. You and that other green bastard upstairs and me. We fight that lich, eh? And the other group, of course, eh? I'm sorry, I don't want to be rude to the people that do this on Sunday night. They help too, for sure.
I haven't seen them in a while. I've talked to them, so I assume they're still on the trail of what they're pursuing, but
They
Cool.
apparently sent us dinosaurs.
yeah, super helpful that is.
Is this still
Again,
happening in Awakened
excellent
Mind, or has
getting
this
rid
gone
of
too
the
verbal
undead.
now?
Oh, my they sent us dinosaurs was verbal.
Okay. Question: what is a dinosaur?
That big thingy outside, like there was one with big teeth and one with a bunch of horns.
That sounds awesome. Question: Vice President, how do we get dinosaurs?
We already have dinosaurs.
Can I have the dinosaurs?
As far as I'm concerned, I don't care. So, like, if you want to go take care of them, because I don't know who brought. I know Team Mom sent them here, but I can see they're clearly very involved in their care. So, you do whatever you want without stealing or maiming.
No, you got to be specific, dude. Oh, guys. Go to the stable. Oh, jeez, and tell the guy there, that you have volunteered for waste removal services. I write it down for you, and I write.
That's
volunteer.
probably best.
I hand them a sheet that says, make them, I mean, I'm assuming these guys can't read, make them shovel dinosaur poop. And I hand it to him, and, okay, you guys, for sure, one more drink before we go away.
All right. Can I be dismissed?
You're
He
dismissed.
scrambles out with the other two Daryls.
I can feel my IQ just struggling.
They have stayed alive this long by themselves. Imagine with a little bit of direction how much the damage they could do.
On the projects stuff we want to do around here, we also haven't really checked out much of the Mage Tower. That might be a good idea so that we can double check, make sure there aren't any like surprises waiting that Blackwind could use against us, because he probably knows it pretty well.
I would suggest empty one, eh? He told me before we left, as long as he's alive, nothing get in and out of there. This just last time Blackwind had him broke in before he escaped.
Yes, and we should ask him.
We have to find
Yes.
out that, because that's what we have to stop this time, eh? And then we get that bastard in the tower and lock it the hell up.
Okay. Also, side note, Keith, do you still have that fire gem that you had?
Yes.
I don't remember you doing anything with it, but I was going to ask, or more just like bring it up because I didn't know if you were interested. You could always theoretically ask the blacksmith to do something with that. I don't know if it would be helpful or if you just want to keep it as is, but it was just a thought.
Huh. I hadn't thought about that.
He likes to make mustache armor, so maybe that. If
I'm not so into the mustache armor.
what if it was a mustache that breathes fire? Or whatever, you can, if you bounce an idea off of him, I'm sure he'll jump from it. That was the only thing I heard him ever talk about, other than that he loves dinosaurs.
Clearly been hanging out with Team Growl for too long.
Yeah. I need to go to a library and let my brain breathe a little bit.
I have a related point question thing. There is I found out, there is a metric fuck ton of money in the tower, right? And nobody's doing anything serious around the keep.
We should do that. I do have, and I leaf through and I find my little packet that has the price of everything, because I
the ledgers prepared by Wormspit.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't. Is it the? Oh wow, there's a lot. I forgot. I totally didn't forget to look at this.
But we are right now literally not doing anything to prepare, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, really, what are we expecting? We're expecting an army of undead.
Yep. And for that we got the goblins, the team Growl and
me. Tommy speaks up in the back.
Oh, Tommy, I got a better plan for you, eh?
And we also have 2 dinosaurs now. So maybe it's time for you all to get some rest. And then wake up in the morning, take a look at what we have to offer.
That sounds good. Guy, you seem like you're gonna need a good night's rest after.
Oh, yeah, yeah. There's a reason I don't do this very often, eh?
I will get you a stiff drink. And he pulls out one and he sets it down next to you.
Thank you, Tommy. And also, Tommy, thank you for not licking my belly button. I've been bleeding in front of a vampire lord for 2 hours.
He's like, I have incredible self-control.
Indeed, you do. And yeah, I'll finish up the spell and go to bed for sure.
Yeah.
I just want my book back. So yeah, as soon as he
as soon as he's done, he's like,
I do questions about the spells. 2 quick ones. I called it Find Phylactery. You said it was
Yep.
second level. Does it work on, now that it's carved into my body, does it work on any phylactery as long as I have an object?
As long as you
Or
have
is it
some kind
just
of linking trigger object.
Okay, that's useful.
So you need a
and-
linking trigger object, and then you can track one down.
So something they own. It doesn't have to be a specific piece of them.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
That
In
reminds
that
me.
case, I go to sleep in pain but happy.
All right.
Right before if Guy went up, I'm gonna look at Key3 and be like, "There's something I don't want to forget to do." And I walk back out to our cart, and I check the apparatus, the tracking apparatus, and to see if that piece of cloth is still, because it's at night.
It is still a piece of cloth.
Oof.
The Nothic eye, would that do anything?
I think the Nothic eye is actually what's in the apparatus to make it track things, right? Like,
Yeah, and then it says
Okay.
it's like waving a piece of fabric under a dog's nose. It's like
Okay.
so I don't know.
What about like waving the diary?
Well, that would be.
Oh, but your book ate it.
Yeah, I can. I'm gonna open up my book and just because I gotta try, I'm gonna just try to stick my hand down in it, like just like.
you're just pushing your hand against the pages of the book.
I'm like, yeah, I don't think it's coming out like that. So, but I mean, it's in here, so maybe if I like, I don't know, it's complicated. But maybe with this and the spell that Guy and I got, we'll be able to locate the phylactery, because this was attached to him at one point. So
It's his object. That's all we need.
So we can try that either in the morning or whenever. I'd honestly like to find him again.
Yeah, that would
before
make me
this
feel
happens.
a little bit, know where he is. Maybe have an idea of what he's up to so we can prepare.
Yeah, I just shake my head because I'm like, I honestly think we should have gone to him when we had the chance. I don't think we should have tried to kill him, but I think we should have kept track of him. But it's in the past.
My grandfather always said, hindsight is 20/20. I don't really know what 20/20 means, but
Sounds like a fraction. It's like 100%, I'd say. So maybe. All right.
so there was something that, because you told you didn't really tell us, but we kind of found out more about like who you are and all of that fun stuff. Don't let your book eat this, but you can, and I pull out the book about the circus. I hand it over. You can, this is kind of about like, my family, but like don't let your book read it, and if you don't mind not telling Guy and Richard, I don't know, I don't want them to judge me.
I look at it and I look at her and I was like, there are much worse things to be judged upon than one's own family, even past. But you took this without checking it out.
I mean, it's about my family. I think I can,
I guess, yeah, you're right. We took some stuff from you could have told me, but you are now, so I guess que sera, sera. But anyway, I won't let my book eat it. I'll keep it safe somewhere. But yeah, I don't know. I trust everyone here with relativeness.
Oh no, I trust them. I just, I don't know. He kind of reminds me of one of my brothers, and he always kind of teased me about stuff.
I can see that. But I do think that if it was a serious issue, I think he would probably, I think he'd probably take you seriously. But regardless, it's your secret to keep. I will not share.
I mean, my family are street performers. I don't know how serious that is.
Guy, from what I gather, is a fallen angel. Richard is a tree man with a horrible past. and I am a nerd who can't remember anything. So, you know, you're doing better than half of us at least. I won't say which half.
That's ambiguous.
So, but I appreciate you sharing this with me, and I will make sure to take care of it. Thank you.
Cool. I'll scurry up to bed.
All right.
Samesies. If it's is it like late at this point?
Yeah, it's getting pretty late at this point.
Yeah, I go up to my room and I sit my book on my desk and I start to open it and I'm like, and I go fall on the bed, fall asleep next to Handy and whisper curled up.
This was doing that thing where he rolls over on Handy again. He gets scratches. All right. So night falls on Avalon Keep, and it is a peaceful night. Everyone gets their rest, wakes up refreshed for the next day. And in the next day, whoever wakes up first, down in the central area of the Crab Shack, Spoony is meeting with MT1 and Tommy and Wormspit.
Oh, I hope he brought me something necrotic. Oh. I have no idea if I would have woken up first, because I've been tired for days now. Well, I slept at school, but that was a whole adventure. I'm tired. I did not wake up first. It's been a long...
All right. Well, Melissa and William have settled into the role of preparing and serving breakfasts at this place now. So there's the smell of a home-cooked meal kind of permeating the place in the morning. It's fairly simple stuff, just bacon and eggs, that kind of thing. But the tavern has begun to accept patrons again now that it's looking normal and it has a staff.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Do we want that right now?
We still have a little bit of time.
But we'll be closed on this date for
It's
religious
for religious holiday.
That's what I'd call it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I roll out of bed finally and, pick up my book and make sure that Q3's book is off on the shelf far away. And I'll just mosey on downstairs.
All right. You mosey on, and a bunch of people they're having their meeting, kind of sorting things out. And Spoony is giving a breakdown of how everything went.
Oh. Well, hello.
Oh, good to see you, kid. Hope you had a good night's rest.
I did. How did everything go in that town? And where is everybody? Like, are they around a table? Did I walk up on?
They're all around a table. They're all kind of like at a meeting table.
Oh, okay. I was like, was that everything went well? I presume.
Yeah, pretty good. People being pretty perceptive once you dress them up and throw a little bit of Avalon Knights arraignment on them, and people are pretty okay once they come into town.
Fair enough.
Now we got two groups patrolling the countryside, so we kind of dropped the guard around the keep.
Okay, that's good. And I lean into Spoony and I was like, did you find anything from the Death Knight?
Nah, we didn't go in there, kid. Sorry. Didn't have time for it. But if you ever get a chance, you can go raid that tomb yourself.
And I will. Anyway, I sit down and pull up and get update and everything and update them on what's been going on with a relative sense and eat breakfast and stuff.
All right. They're talking about how a massive amount of scrap metal has come through from the other team that we can utilize to maybe make some things. And they're also discussing possible armaments for these new dinosaurs. And MT1 kind of chimes in the middle of it and says, the Deep Gnome, the alchemist, has a number of interesting ideas, and I've begun augmenting the defense systems within the Mage Tower as well. We may be able to use them to provide some form of support.
I imagine after like smell of breakfast starts
Oh, yeah.
wafting upstairs, all woken up.
All right,
Downstairs.
head down. You see this meeting unfolding with the groups all there. You come in just as MT1's talking about the modifications to the Mage Tower.
Oh, that's good news.
Good morning.
Hi.
It's good morning, Misty Leaf. So the Deep Gnome has come up with an apparatus that may be useful. He says it will utilize his potions in a defensive capacity for the keep. The physics are sound.
Is it in a like a I have no idea how to even ask this question for all my intellect. Does it create a wave of the effect of said potion? Is it like
No, it's more simple than that. It's basically a launcher.
Oh, yeah, no, that is simple.
So we can.
I'm
like,
sure he'd love to tell
lob
you more about it.
potions.
Absolutely.
I wonder if we could get any kind of holy potions. Is that a thing?
Like holy water?
I was just gonna say, I come stumbling down the stairs. You mean like holy water? Oh,
How you doing, Guy?
my belly is at an 8. My head is at a 9.5. I need a drink. Okay?
And Tommy is on the spot with a drink for you. And once you guys all arrive, William comes out of the back and gives everybody a plate. And as he's giving everyone a plate, welcome back. Melissa says welcome too, but she's busy.
You guys are doing a great job.
Thanks. We like to help.
Oh boy. So and I wait until they go back to the kitchen for a minute. And I look at the other people and I was like, have we determined what we're going to do about anyone that maybe shouldn't be here for all of this?
I thought we hashed this out. I thought they were all leaving.
Where are they going though? Are they all staying with Keither's parents?
Well, how many are we talking about?
We don't have to send them there, right? We can send them just south, or wherever the opposite direction we're expecting. We don't know. Never mind. We can send them somewhere, right? We send them to the Paladin, eh? They can't say no to protecting innocent people from an evil. Boom, done, eh?
We should probably send a letter first, but I do agree.
A note?
Yes,
We'll send a note, eh?
in this day and age, notes are the only way to do anything. Unless you're better at magic than I am.
And then you have magical note, and you write on it, and it go away.
Yeah. So yeah.
Kind of like an e-note.
Well, anyways, one of you guys should probably give something for that blacksmith to do, because all he does is loiter around the grounds and lift stuff. He also does this weird thing where he stands on one foot and stretches his arms out and does a bunch of different handstands. Kind of weirds me out.
Somebody that does that kind of thing. Very good to stay limber.
I got everything I need to stay limber right here.
Yeah, we should for sure we should do something. Maybe Team Growl, they make the trap, eh? And we got the guy here who make poison. Maybe we put the two of them grouped together, eh?
Yes, and make sure that there's somebody maybe a little bit more intelligent and a little bit more sober to mark so we know where the traps are.
That is probably a very good idea. We get one of the goblins, eh? They're smarter than that whole bunch put together, but
Perhaps I can add them to the contingent. Wormspit speaks up.
Oh, that would be perfect. I trust your mapping.
In fact, Ogbog has been invaluable in training our defensive guards. So I'm sure I could put him under his command.
They could use a little discipline.
Well, that and some gear too, eh? I see they're still running around in their jerkin with pointy stick, pretending it's sword, eh?
Yes, that was the other issue I was hoping to discuss. Spoonie has addressed it already. Perhaps it is time to equip our troops, and perhaps even allocate further guards.
I flip open the ledger that I have with all these numbers and such, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, so... And I show the other two in case they haven't seen it yet, just kind of gathered around. I'm just like, so am I reading this correctly? We have almost 1,000 people here at the keep, and we have
Yes.
75 of those are guards currently. Are those roaming or are those here?
Of the 75 guards, we are currently operating 30 here. We have 2 contingents.
Okay. We have 36 workers. Is that just general keep?
That's just general laborers at this point. We don't have any skilled workers, although the blacksmith could likely train a few.
And then we have 785 unassigned. Are mainly goblins, I assume, or just everyone?
It is, since your recent excursion to the Star Mountains, we have added a few kobolds and the occasional hobgoblin and bugbear to our retinue.
I was going to say, Ogbok and his company, they blend in the army, eh?
Indeed. They've come along quite nicely.
Perhaps we could set a few people on like rebuilding like the stable or someplace for the dinosaurs.
Yes, that might be a good idea. Having them free roam the grounds is problematic.
Yeah, that makes me nervous. They're big. I'm small. I don't want to get squished.
I understand completely, Miss Tea Leaf. I have stepped up the amount of head counts I do per day since they have arrived.
I don't see no small green stains in the yard, so I guess you're doing okay, eh?
Yes, we've advised everyone to be careful of the business ends.
Speaking of business ends, so we currently have 12,000 gold in our coffer as it stands.
Yes.
If we wish to repair the stable, the cost has been projected at 500, and I'm leafing through this as I look through these numbers.
Yes, it's a fairly simple structure, and the damage there is not that bad.
Will that be enough to house? And I kind of look out the window, and I'm just like, everything here in the keep?
That should be fine. Enough room for 2 dinosaurs, a wolf, a horse, and a nightmare. Oh, and a mule. Although nobody really talks to the mule anymore.
We have a mule.
Honorably retired. Honorably retired.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's if we want to go ahead and set that forward, that's 500. We still have 1,200. Should we work with Bill?
You said 12,000, eh? Not
12,000. Sorry.
Well, this is
It's a metric fuck ton, eh?
This is only a small portion of what we have to offer sitting here at this table. Mr. Wright, it may be a good idea to simply talk to all the people available at the keep, see what services they can provide, and then you can allocate things in the best possible way.
Oh boy.
Should call a meeting.
Perhaps, although they have proven quite difficult to wrangle. The blacksmith does not like to be indoors. He slept outside on top of the dinosaur last night.
That's fine. We can do. If you have a box I can stand on, we
You
could
could
just.
stand on a dinosaur, although it might move.
Yeah, maybe the cart. Maybe the cart.
Perhaps this should be handled on an individual level.
Yeah. Well, do we? I just am trying to understand. I see because we have this huge number of people, and I have no way of knowing what their specialties lie in, because obviously the blacksmith needs help. We need more guards, and perhaps the alchemist needs help. And we
Mr.
need
Wright,
builders.
my people are not familiar with the concept of education. As such, they have taken to it, I dare say, quite well. So consider these untapped minds quite malleable for whatever task you wish to push them towards.
You know what, Wormspit, you probably know these people a hell of a lot better than we do. If we just tell you sort of the priorities, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you spend all the money, that works, eh?
Well, as I said to Kashano, anything that you need, we will begin the training process. I will select eligible candidates, put them through the rigors, ensure that they are trained by the best quality people, and then once they are finished, they will be available workforce. With appropriate benefits, of course.
But of course, yeah, we need to get on that pretty quick, eh? We only got, what, like 10 days left or something?
I think it's closer to 15, but I'm not certain anymore.
Yeah, 15.
I'd rather be ready in 10, eh? We
Yes,
are
it will
talking
take-
about a lying prick, eh?
If we
I
are
still-
talking about armor as well, it will take some time to armor up a large group of troops.
Not
And
to
if we wanted
mention
to-
a dinosaur or two.
Yes, and if we wanted to build armaments or improve the guard towers, these things will take time as well.
So let's start at the base of everything, because at the foundation of this is the people. We have 785 people unassigned. We have 35 guards. We have 36 workers. We need guards, alchemists, blacksmith, and workers. I
Yes.
would say the priorities would lie in, we would want the most number of guards. And I look around with that as a question, and I would say then maybe workers, blacksmiths, and alchemists. Alchemy is such a specified task. I feel like you don't need a huge number of those to work in a lab together to produce, but I don't know.
I think maybe apprentice alchemists are good at one thing, which is making things blow up when it's not supposed to, eh? Maybe we leave the crazy guy by himself. You know, maybe some
Yeah.
help carrying stuff to and from, eh?
Yeah,
But
you
I talk to him, I see what he can do, eh?
you know,
He's the
maybe
kind of people, eh?
maybe 1 or 2 assistants that can like fetch things, like, you know, like, oh, I need this ingredient, I need this, but
Yeah, they bring it to the door only, not inside. You know,
As a-
very strict don't touch rule.
As a pacifist, I feel I'm underqualified to advise on matters of war. However, I would recommend speaking with Ogbok and Whistlewhip as far as the capabilities of the kind of training that they can bestow on these people before you make your final decision.
Yes, we should also speak with the blacksmith as well. Okay.
He is exhausting.
I love that man. Team Growl. Have y'all dealt with them yet?
Yes. They came out to see us partway through the evening, but we gave them a place to stay. There's potential there, although I believe they are better suited to duties outside the keep, which goes to the other thing I was hoping to discuss with you. We are to the point now where we have enough personnel that we can perhaps create some specialized teams, send them out on missions to acquire further funds. Small things. We've had a couple orders come in from Waterdeep that we've been unable to fill because our main parties are busy with other duties. Although
Oh.
with Team Growl, I would suggest that they have some form of chaperone.
Of course.
And Spoonie says, "Don't look at me, man. I gotta manage these defensive troops running around the hills." And Tommy says, "I must remain here. I cannot go anywhere." And then MT1 says, "I must stay close to the tower as well, I'm afraid."
I don't like where this is going.
And then at the end of all that, you hear a shout out from the balcony, "I'll do it! Fear not,
Marcus,
everyone!
my
Marcus
buddy."
has arrived!
Hey, Marcus, eh?
Hello, Mr. Gee! Pleasure to see you again. Where's that blue lady at?"
Forget the blue lady. You get your ass kicked by any pirate women lately?
We don't want to talk about that ever.
Oh, yes, we do, buddy. Drinks, breakfast drinks, eh?
But Marcus Phoenix reporting for duty. Sorry, I forgot your name.
Who's he looking at?
Yes, you.
The guy who saved your life. And I pull out Handy out from under my hat with this hand.
I wasn't conscious then.
He was unconscious, yeah. He don't know you from Adam, whoever the hell Adam is.
I was 1/3 of the healing process. I'd say 1/2, but you know.
Well, you have my eternal gratitude, and I'd be happy to assist you in any way with my extensive repertoire of skills.
Great. You're really good at like bullshittery, right?
I look. I advanced degrees in murderonomy and murderology. Bullshittery is a minor for me, but I can certainly handle it in the most delicate of circumstances.
Team Growl.
You're so good, you wouldn't have any problem training some people to be, I mean, obviously not as sneaky as you, but maybe you add sort of traps.
Some bandits then.
Exactly. Yeah. You want some bandit? We even called them after you. We named them after you, eh? Marcus says marauders, eh?
Rough and tumble, a group of delinquents. I can't wait to take them into battle. Certainly I shall take these young bucks under my wing.
That's there's one thing. They are undercover, so they insist on calling themselves Team Growl, and they pretend to be really, really, really stupid, eh? But don't listen. Don't take that. You know better, eh? You will teach them. They will learn, eh?
I shall do my best. I'm certain it's nothing I can't handle.
No take backs. And I poke my head out the door. And I'm like, hear that, guys? Get in here. And I'm just calling for them wherever they are on the ground.
After breakfast drinks, you can probably find them. They are shoveling the dinosaur poop, eh?
Give me some time to get my things together and meet my new recruits, and I will let you know what duties we are available for. And
Perfect. And don't worry, I'll take care of any pirate ladies that come along, eh?
Don't talk about that. For now, I need to tend to one minor thing. I shall see you all again soon. And he slips into a shadow and disappears.
Problem solved.
Well, that's one back. 2 more to go.
No, that's a match made in some kind of twisted heaven. That one.
Theoretically, it's no longer our problem for now. So hey,
You wanted them gone. I am teaching them useful skill and making them a good part of the defense mechanism, eh?
and hey, you know what? I'll take.
And
it.
I keep every woman in 100 miles safe from that Marcus as well, eh?
Yeah, I look over at Wormspit and I'm like, yeah, what's our HR department doing?
I've had many difficulties with that, but I am doing my best. Although complaints of harassment have gone down since Marcus was incapacitated.
I can imagine. Ooh, all right, well, so we need to meet with. Can we call a meeting for this evening with the 3, primary trainers of the grounds, the alchemist, the blacksmith, and Nogbot?
I can do my best. Although, if you'd like to go meet with them, the alchemist spends most of his time in the tower.
Could probably just track them down individually.
Okay. Like,
I volunteered to talk to the alchemist, eh?
Absolutely.
do
And
we
I have,
want
saying that, I have Tommy pour me 4 shots,
Oh yeah,
and I'm
all
taking
down.
No, I'm taking them with me.
Oh yeah, you're going with him.
I'm going to see the alchemist, whose name I can't bloody remember.
Whistle Whip.
Is Whistle Whip? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm going to see him, so I'm taking drinks.
I look at Q3 and I was like, should we go with them?
Well, probably so that like we know how.
I don't know. We got to allocate people. So yeah, I guess probably. And then I yeah.
It's charging after him. Wormspit's like, meeting dismissed. So you guys head to the Mage Tower, and MT1 is not far behind you. He's quick to open up the way for you. He opens up a gateway, and 2 empty liquor bottles tumble out the front, and MT1 audibly sighs.
Hey, wake up, numbnuts! I got the drink for you, eh?
Oh, hang on a second.
Come out in the sun. It's good for you. It burn off some of that. Yeah. Get out here where the wind is, eh?
Nah, pal. Look, I'm from the Underdark. Sun and I don't get along. All right. I'm glad you guys is here because I got something that you're gonna want to see. And so come on in.
Very carefully go in so as not to touch anything.
I just
Nah, it's okay. Old Iron Pants is pretty good at keeping the place ventilated. He's a lot of fun, real conversationalist, this guy. All right, so
Love what you painted on his back. There's nothing on his back.
yeah, MT1 pauses for a moment, then does it. He's like, all right, now I want you guys to take a look at the potion slinger. So what I did is I started out with a frame, and I added some bungee goo to it.
Okay. I'm
So you
with you.
got two long strings of bungee goo,
Mhm.
and then you put it into a sling, and you just throw your baddest potion in there, pull it back, and boom, there it goes.
Wow.
So it's like a trebuchet?
It looks like a slingshot.
Oh, okay.
The gigantic. How big? It's like sort of.
it's
stick in the ground and
it's
shoot it, or-
unnecessarily large.
so listen.
Absolutely.
What kind of check do I need to make to determine if this is like actually anything, or if I'm just straight up like this is just
This is trash.
asinine?
Give me an investigation check.
Oh,
Have
right.
you tested it yet? Eh?
Oh yeah, I've been launching some dies out. Come to the top, you can see.
Yeah, because from the top of here, you must have a hell of a range, eh?
It looks functional. Even to the point that he could likely aim it fairly well. And you could put a good sized nasty potion in this thing.
So, what kind of potions do you have as ammo?
I've been working on a couple different things. I've been working on the poisons you guys wanted, and you guys gave me those other potions you wanted me to reproduce. I got a couple of those going. Got a lot of things on the brew, but I'm only one deep gnome. There's only so much I can do at one time.
And that, my friend, is why we are here, eh? What would you say to a couple goblin assistants?
Oh, now that I'd be interested in. It wouldn't be the first time. We goblin workforce, or to be NPC slaves, very common in the Underdark.
Not here. They're getting paid here, right?
Oh,
To the second half of this point.
that's damned
They are not-
interesting.
They are not slave. They are apprentice.
All right.
I mean, I get it. They start, they carry stuff for you. They don't blow this shit up. But you got a week, eh?
Oh, a week? I could train grenadiers in a week.
You just make me a very happy man. How many you want, eh?
How many can you give me?
And I look
And
at the
fit on top of the tower.
I look at the ledger, and I just am like, we have, and I go ahead and run the numbers in my head, and I'm just like, roughly somewhere between, we could max out giving you about like 150.
You
I
can
don't
give me 150. I can train 10 at a time. Take me about 5 days each.
5 days each. So we'll,
So we send you 10, eh?
yeah. So 10 it is.
How many of these mortars you can build in a week, eh?
Well, myself, I'm not super technically inclined. This is kind of a prototype. But if you got somebody else who's good at this kind of thing, I imagine they could mock it up real quick. And but at this point, he's taking you up to the roof, and you can see he's launched what are basically dye packets into a hillside and spelt like half of a dirty word in Undercommon.
So you build some more, we send you some gunners, some grenadiers, and you finish the dirty word, and maybe you put the picture underneath that match, eh?
Hey, it's surprisingly accurate. And he shows you like it actually swivels. He throws the thing in it, pulls it back, and launches it, and it flies out and hits.
I wonder. Could you fire a sunfire pod out of this?
Oh yeah, anything that'll fit in the sling, really.
How big is the sling?
It's good sized. Like you could fit something watermelon sized in there.
I like look and I very very brief glance over at key 3 and just like back to my ledger because I'm like
I'm no, I'm not. No.
I didn't. It's not. I would.
Well, maybe.
That's not entirely a bad idea. She's got those
You
wings.
seriously
and stuff.
considering a meteoric rise to fame?
My
She's
grandfather
already
once
made
did
fire.
experiment with something similar.
Really? Catapult himself? What possibly reason he could have for doing that? Eh?
Oh, the gears are turning in my head.
Everything from before this make perfect sense. Your grandfather saying, now you tell me he's human cannonball?
In his youth.
Ah, yeah, we all do crazy thing in our youth, eh? And when I grow up, I stop doing them. Eh? When
So
I grow
never.
up, not before now.
Okay, so that's interesting. Actually, key 3, how I haven't thought about it much, but you are quite literally fire. Like, how
No, I'm a halfling.
But like in the ethereal plane, you're like on fire and your sword catches on fire. And if you had something with that gem infused with it, and maybe if we didn't lose that dagger, and I just kind of flat on that one, I'm like, I wonder if we could just make you into quite literally a ball of flame.
Or if I hold the shield, a ball of like
Holy
light?
flame. That works too.
How about we make that plan Z, eh? I think just I'm pretty sure. I mean, this guy's an alchemist. I mean, how hard could it make to be to make liquid fire, right?
It's actually pretty easy. There's a ton of flammable stuff I can put together as long as I got an igniter.
Yeah,
Or
for
maybe
sure.
somebody who's really good aim with a fiery arrow or something.
That work, or you
And
make
MT1
a
speaks.
container and put that thing in the top and light it, and it blow up when it hit, eh?
Perhaps. MT1 speaks up and says, perhaps I could be of assistance with that. And a pedestal rises up from the cobblestones of the tower, and he makes some adjustments. And this dome of magical energy encircles the top of the mage tower, and you can see there are various magical circles and runes going out and in it. I have taken the liberty to activate oral defense systems. The spell thrower is active.
Okay.
What does that do?
Do you have a scroll?
Do I? Not that I know of. I flipped through my book really cursory, just like
Pretty sure they all been absorbed.
they're still there. We haven't gotten a scroll, I don't think.
Spell
Oh,
scroll.
No. Yeah, sorry.
So let me guess, you put the scroll in and it's kind of cast the spell at a distance?
Yes, if you can. There are amplifiers within the tower, so if you can load it up with a spell scroll, we can fire it like a cannon.
Just
No,
as-
no.
Well, maybe that's something we can like send somebody for a shopping trip.
Absolutely.
this work with ritual spells?
I've never loaded a ritual spell before. Most of the ritual spells tend to not be offensive.
What?
But what if? And I flip open my book and I open up to the page where I have exorcism, and I flip it over to him and look, and I'm like, do you think it'd be potential to fire this in a beam though?
Interesting. I would have to do further research.
I will double down on that with you, sir. How many people do you want for research? That's important. How have we not thought of that?
I do not require anything additional.
Fair enough. So
My duties are already running at optimal efficiency.
I'm glad one of us is.
So is there anything else this tower can do?
That is the main defensive feature of it. However, I have been working on plans for another thing. I've begun to dabble in magical constructs for the purposes of defense of this place.
So you're building mini-me's?
Need a
Not
hand?
as such, more as weaponry. There were old plans. I'm not sure where I acquired the knowledge, but it is known as a mage cannon.
That does what?
The theory of the mage cannon is that if you have enough spellcasters channeling their energy into it, it concentrates the energy and fires it out as a beam. At great cost to the casters present, I'm afraid, but it may be useful as a last resort.
I like the way you think, man.
That's one big Eldritch blast.
Indeed, it could be.
Does it take on the attributes of the spells funneled into it?
It depends. I believe it is a mixture of magics from all the people involved. The theories are sound.
I've got some theoretical research to do.
Yeah, but that, again, you said it yourself, Ed. That's got to be a last resort, eh?
Yes, I believe the people utilizing it, feeding the power into the cannon, will be incapacitated for some time. Unless it was a being of some incredible power.
Like a
Maybe a dragon?
patron?
Yeah, patron.
That is interesting.
Which reminds me, and I've just look like I'm a little embarrassed. I forgot. I looked to MT1 and I was like, MT1, is there any information in your database or whatever on a place called the Darkest Dungeon?
There are many places with that nickname.
Mm.
You'll have to be perhaps more specific.
Dang it! All my books. Wait, did I absorb that one? No, I still have that one. I pull out a book out of my bag that I did not absorb unless it absorbed itself, and I hand it to MT1, the one specifically on the Grand Archivist, and I was like, it would be in pertaining to this tome.
Ah. Well, I do not know immediately, but I will take the information from this tome and cross-reference with the details that we have in our maps. If I come up with anything substantial, I will let you know.
Thank you.
Oh, also MT1. How are you disabled last time?
Ah. I am not certain.
When did it happen? There must be a moment where you cease to remember.
There is. It was some time back. It was when the cube disbanded. Sometime shortly after that, a year or two. Everyone had left, and I was still left to manage the tower. Something happened one day, and I was disabled. I was responding to a security threat. That's all I remember.
MT1, where's the mirror, by the way? Do the Mercs still have it?
They are currently moving it in and out of their vault.
All the foolery. Anyway, well, I may go take a peek to see if it is still in the vault, I guess. Do I have access to that? Would I be able to see if it's there?
Absolutely. I can take you there.
Okay.
Was Blackwin in charge of any parts of the Mage Tower?
No, he primarily used it for research.
So you were saying you are making some creation?
Yes. The Mage.
Yeah,
cannon.
how about you make some of them head of security in this place, eh? I'm trying to prevent what happened last time from happening again. So if there is a security threat this time, maybe you send them, not you, eh?
I understand. However,
And like maybe have a few people to kind of have your back.
Yes. I've taken extra defensive steps in the tower to ensure such a thing doesn't happen. I've also begun modifying my form. Certain augmentations, they're nearly complete.
Is there like a safe room in this place where we can sort of put you when shit goes down and nobody can get in? And you still can run the thing from there?
Yes. I can move a control room to the ethereal plane.
Perfect, eh?
We have to worry about the ethereal plane.
I'm
And all
not
this.
certain. Although I do pity anyone who comes to the ethereal plane.
Yeah.
They will have quite a contingent to deal with.
Yeah, you remember all the dead are there, eh? All the ones
And
that are
our-
heroes. They are all there. Corvo, all of them.
And a couple of patrons.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. Eh? The courtyard is probably the most dangerous place on this planet. I wonder how they're all getting along. Eh?
Well, we only
Poorly.
have.
Part of me don't want to know.
Keithree, did your patron join the alliance?
I don't remember.
They said they were going to, but
Okay. I was
I
like,
feel super left out.
you could maybe like.
Aw.
Well, did you like write something and like put it in your book?
Well, about that. So, I need to read that book I just gave you. That's important. How attached are we to, like, you know, the world?
What the hell kind of question is that, eh?
I live in it, so
Yeah, well, it was just something weird that Kat mentioned while we were back in Candlekeep about how my patron might some rumor about getting all the knowledge in the world and then destroying it afterwards. You know, I don't know though. It's just a rumor. You know how these things are.
Color me not even vaguely surprised, eh?
Hey, I did not know this, and I don't still know it. That book might be the only thing that actually tells me anything. So,
Patrons, they pick Warlock for a reason, eh? Common cause.
are y'all trying to end the world?
No,
No.
but I should probably ask you the same question, considering what you said 2 minutes ago. Eh?
Not last time I checked, but I don't know what to think. I mean,
Well-
surely I didn't take on this patron for no reason. Maybe there's something happening that we don't know about.
So maybe we just make sure that not all of the information gets consumed. Some stuff is secret, and then the world doesn't end.
Yeah, that works. I can
Loopholes.
totally lie to my all-powerful being that's trapped somewhere that I'm supposed to be freeing. Oh yeah, that
He's a
was the
kick.
kicker. He's
well,
trapped.
I mean, if
Oh,
if
so not
you
only he
can't
wants
get
to,
the info, like, hey, that book I gave you, I want it back.
I don't know a lot about Book Daddy. He doesn't talk to me super often. He like, you know, again, you know what? Whenever we're done with these meetings, I'm gonna have a long sit in the library over the next day and a half until Richard gets back. And I'll leaf through everything and we'll come back and I'll tell you, funny joke, it wasn't true. He's actually super chill and likes puppies and like, you know, and
It's
he's
not-
totally
He's
Which is
not
why
the
he
ender
spends
of
so
all
much time being
things.
cryptic, eh?
I'm gonna use Awakened Mind to tell Sagi, maybe we should duck in and make sure that Penn has a chaperone in the library.
I'll be right behind him.
I did not hear that, but still hearing what they previously said, I'm like, I've never lied to you that I can recall. My memory is bad, but like, you know, have I?
It's not so much the lying as the sort of interesting viewpoint you sometimes take on incident, eh?
I'm just concerned I don't want your patron to be using you as a tool to do evil.
I would never do evil. Moral
But you might
ambiguity.
not intend to. And be
You think you control
manipulated
your
into
patron?
Does my patron? Did your? Well, I mean, we're individuals. We have like autonomy.
You don't understand the situation at all, eh?
I guess not.
We don't have a choice in the matter. We are free only as long as they say we are free. Eh?
What did we sign away?
Everything. That's the point.
Hmm.
You gave it all away for power once already. We all did.
Well, good news then.
I
'Cause
just
would-
don't trust your judgment on who you picked to give it away to. Eh?
Because I would not have done that with someone who wanted to end the world. So we're fine. And God knows I did my research. I just don't remember any of it.
So there's no way to know you really did it. Eh?
But
You
it's
find
me.
notes or anything? But
I
you
found.
don't remember you. Is it even the same you? I tell you, I'm not the same me as I was before Eris Discordia take me on that night. Eh?
Moving forward from that statement, I have to read that book. I don't know. That book was where I had all the memories about this that I'm telling you now, because I didn't know this prior until recently, and now I'm telling you. So now you know. And we're all on the same
you,
page.
I'm not being this generation's Corvo to nobody. Eh?
Yeah, well, don't kill me, because I'm not evil, and I
Well,
wouldn't-
we keep each other in check.
Yeah,
Like
you gotta trust me. Trust me. Just.
You, I trust. This guy who won't even tell you what he's really doing, who's got your head in his hand. Him, I don't know. Him, I don't trust. Eh?
Well, he's
Like I said,
imprisoned.
He's
So-
not that imprisoned. He's giving you powers. Eh?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm good, right? So that I can't believe that something evil
Your
could
concept of good, it get kind of wiggly from time to time. Eh?
moral ambiguity, yes, but like that's because the world frowns on a lot of things that I don't understand. Like, what's the problem with necromancy? Why,
The
why
dead
is
come back and eat the living. That's the problem with necromancy. Eh?
but there's so many foul living. There's so many people being so horrible, and like you have to protect your people.
And you can't solve all the world's problem, but you can certainly stop from bringing more of them into the world. Eh?
I mean, maybe.
So you summon an undead army. Okay, for sure. That's the easy part. I tell you so many times already, you don't bring up what you can't put down, eh? You summon them and you say, follow me, and they say, fuck you, we're going over here to eat the villagers. Eh?
Last
that's
time
what
I
they
checked,
do.
that's not how necromancy works. Unless you're a very
No,
weak
eh?
necromancer.
Do you know? You are a necromancer now? I thought you had a patron.
I'm a practicing, working, studying. I'm a student. I haven't even gotten my degree yet.
Exactly. So you don't even know what you're doing. And you just said the guys who lose control are the ones who don't know what they're doing, eh? Here's a petard. Hoist yourself on it, eh? Your own words, my friend, eh?
I have not done anything yet, and I shall not until I know more. And again, I left my hat, and I was like, as you can clearly see, I haven't jumped to any rash conclusions. I haven't made any deals. I haven't agreed to anything.
You did so. We all did. We all made the deal.
But I can't remember that.
Well, and we can all keep each other in check.
Yeah.
Like if we see anybody going down a path that's not great, we'd be like, "Hey, buddy, let's have an intervention. Let's all sit together. We did this for one of my uncles.
See,
It was awkward."
We have to talk. We don't care about you.
That's all I'm saying. That's fair by me, eh?
That's fair by me as well. I agree to this. I just getting a lot of judgment.
Yeah, you are. Huh? Yeah, you are. From a guy who's not really all that judgmental. Normally, it's like be and let be. But you bring the evil in this world, and I will smite the fuck out of you, even though I am no paladin, eh?
You and Richard.
Okay, so we're done here in this tower.
As far as I can tell, we're allocating 10 people to alchemy. He'll take 5 days to train them each, so in 10 days, very soon before Blackman gets here, we'll have 10 more alchemists working.
10 guys standing on the roof, flinging and firing those grenade things that he's going to make at the enemy.
Yes, we'll need, which leaves us with 700 and
700 plus, eh? Let's go find a place to spend them, eh?
All right.
Hey,
Yeah,
one
sounds
thing
great.
before we
Whatever
go-
ends this awkward conversation.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Huh? Hey, Whistle Whip, how much money you need to make this happen?
I don't so much need the money for it. I know all the places to get the materials for free. But I got a job that I could submit if you got some extra personnel that can maybe go out and maybe make a supply run for me in the Underdark.
Ooh.
Yeah, how many do you
Yeah.
need?
Oh, not many. Just a couple, anybody who can read a piece of paper and pick some plants. That's about all I need.
So not Team Growl and Marcus Phoenix.
No, they're already spoken for anyway. Eh? We send the smart ones. We send the goblins, eh?
Yeah, sure.
All right, you guys, for sure, that's good. You keep going. You keep going. Empty one, awesome, eh? You make those guys, you make them security so they don't catch you again. You get the basement all wired up safe and sound, eh?
Yes, and I believe my augmentation shall be finished soon. I can't wait to unveil them.
That's going to be awesome, eh?
I'm just picturing him busting out like huge buff arms and like
You'll not be disappointed. This is going to be incredible. When this final battle finally hits, there's going to be some crazy shit popping up.
oh boy.
All right, so you guys are escorted down to the exit of the main Mage Tower, and as you walk out to the scene of Daryl stuck inside the mouth of Bowling Ball, and other Daryl and Rubble Snarl have a rope tied around him, and they're trying to pull him out. Didn't you see? It's exactly like I told you. And we're gonna take a break there.
We built this city. We built this city on Eldritch spells. We'll be back.
Yep.
Very special opportunity. Dan the Bard himself, is going to. And his
I'm a drummer, Granger the Ranger.
Granger the Ranger, his additional bard, going to be playing us some tunes, and then maybe we'll get a little chat with him too. But enjoy this lovely D&D themed concert.
What do you want to do? Oh, I know. This is the Drunken Gnome Illusion. Let me tell you about a story that'll give you much elation about a little gnome who never used an evocation, never cast a necromantic spell to save his life, never, ever abjuration. The story was a gnome illusionist from old edition 2, adventuring for years and years of what's a gnome to do. He settled in a town and he cooked for him a wife, where the whiskey was distilled and new and brewed. And he drank the whiskey down every day and every night, singing at the tavern till the early morning light. He stumbled on the dawn and he gave his wife a fright, casting random spells from off his list. All a climber on a pool and a fourth phantasmal, blurry near images, he drove her up the wall. And he always had a little flask of whiskey in his fist, the drunken gnome illusionist. One day when he went out, he heard the people shout, "Well, the brewery's been destroyed, there'll be no more ale or stout." And also the distillery where all the whiskey's made. The gnome illusionist began to pout, "Ooh, if they ever find the beast, who took me whiskey drink, well, I'll find him and I'll fight him, for he's pushed me to the brink. His wife, she laughed and said, now we're drunken gnome parades. Now you'll be a sober gnome, I think. No, I won't, says he, as he searched for down these hops. Dusting up spill books that all the time forgot. He realized that he was higher level than he thought. Recalling all the spells that he had missed. Improved invisibility and monster shadowy. Permanent and powerful illusions they can see. And he studied with a little flask of whiskey in his fist. The drunk king of illusionist. He followed for the trail of every broken brewery wagon. He met some whiskey dealers who were standing on a bragging. They said they saw what broke the whiskey still the other night. Oh, it tastes no, I will tell you, it was a dragon. Was it black, was it red, was it green or white or blue? Couldn't really tell, but it took a task or two. Living in the kingdom by the river out of sight. What's a drunken gnome like you gonna do? The drunken gnome illusionist, he had it to the cave. Found some dead adventurers who tried to be so brave. Torn and mangled bodies laid upon an open grave. Slaughtered us with marble, even drizzed. For the swords and the shields and the armor was the best. Their wizard had a fireball and telekinesis. But no one had a little flask of whiskey in his fist like the drunken gnome illusionist. The drunken gnome illusionist had almost sobered up. Then he held aloft his whiskey and he toasted bottoms up. Then he heard a voice from high above him sadly ask, would you like to share? I've got a cup. Well, the dragon wasn't blue or black or red or green or white. Silver, copper, bronze, or brass, or gold as morning light. Was an amber-colored dragon just like whiskey from a flask. Rather sure a drink than have a fight. And the whiskey dragon smiled as he tried a drink or two. The drunken gnome illusionist, he knew just what to do. Permanent illusions made the dragon's lair anew. Fulfilled the whiskey dragon's lifelong wish. Now the cavern was a cavern where the whiskey air would flow. The dragon had a flagon and the town would always know. He saved them with a little flask of whiskey in his fist. The drunken gnome illusionist. The drunken gnome illusionist. His wife was really, really pissed. He's the drunken gnome illusionist.
Hey! Huzzah! That's awesome. So, Dan, and how long have you two been playing together? Ranger the Ranger.
About 8-9 years now? Oh yeah, so 10, 11 years. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so how do you get into, how do you end up doing this?
Okay.
Musical career.
So here's the thing. I got my master's degree in Renaissance medieval music.
Okay. That's
Planned to be a
start.
college teacher. There's no jobs 20 years ago any more than there are now. Like,
Fair enough.
I feel like I experienced the millennials' plight much earlier. And so I'm like, well, I'm not going to work at a college. I'm going to do medieval Renaissance music. Turns out that doesn't really pay much either. And then I started performing at the Renaissance Fair, became music director at the Bristol Renaissance Fair in Wisconsin.
No way.
Yep, I'm there every week except this one. And as a joke, one day I started setting D&D lyrics to Renaissance and medieval tunes, and everyone loved it. And 8 CDs later, I've got plenty of recordings about various genres: Star Wars, Star Trek, anime, steampunk, D&D, just fun stuff. And it's just fun writing music to original tunes and using folk tunes. Like that was an Irish folk tune, The King of the Fairies, that I set with lyrics about the Drunken Gnome Illusionist, who was inspired by Zeb Cook, who wrote 2nd edition.
So there's some authenticity.
There's lots of authenticity. My booth manager is not here this year, but her name is Penny Williams. She just had knee surgery. And she used to work for TSR, and her husband Skip Williams wrote 3rd edition. So she has introduced me to the old guard. And I've had really cool conversations with like the Gygax family and a bunch of other like early D&D creators. And so they've been a huge inspiration.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I assume you guys play D&D.
Yeah. Yep. I played last Monday.
Last Monday.
I play every week. We have game night is Monday night and sometimes on Fridays with the same guys I've been playing with since high school and college.
That's dude. How old is your character? That's the question.
We have changed many campaigns.
What's the longest you've ever kept a character?
In real time or game time?
In game time.
Game time.
Or levels?
Levels. I've gotten to 20th in 2nd edition once. And then we just finished a 5-year campaign last winter. It was a Pathfinder campaign. And that we got to, I think, 16th or 17th level at the end.
Do you always play bars?
No, because that's like going to work. So I love wizards. I love spellcasters. I love any sort of control the environment and have fun like that. Those are my favorite. But they do ask me, do you like to play bard? I had two bardic characters. One in high school, and then I had one later on. But he was a bard fighter who had stage fright. So he would act like a bard, but he refused to perform like in public.
That works. I got a bard character who doesn't play much.
Yeah.
So it works out fine because I can't play.
Uh-huh.
So, what about you?
Favorite?
Oh, God. Anything with the word chaotic in it.
Just anything chaotic. Okay, I'll play it.
Yeah,
Barbarians.
Classic Gnostic.
Yeah, Kender.
Although I was banned from playing
halflings.
Tender because I played the 2 ways.
Oh, I mean, so speaking of which, you got another tune for us?
Sure. You want like a fast one or a slow one? What are you in the mood for?
Yeah, let's hear a nice slow one.
Nice slow one.
Something nice and gentle for the deep moments.
This is a song about reincarnation. My capo works. There we go. Have you, do you want me to look at the guys or do you want me to look over there? 'Cause
Whatever,
all right.
whatever you're feeling. You can
I
sing.
did a video of me once where I'm looking right at the screen and it's creepy and I don't like it.
I mean, there's some fun to creepy.
Have you hugged an owl bear today? Has an owl bear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur feathered arms rip your body in two? As I went walking one morning in August through dark and perilous woods to a sun-dappled grove I casually did rove. There an owl bear stood. Its fine fur and feathers were chestnut and tan. Its beak was as yellow as hay. It stood 10 foot 2 and then said, "Hoo, hoo." 'Cause that's all that owl bears say. Have you hugged an owl bear today? Has an owl bear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur feathered arms rip your body in two? The owl bear saw me and charged like an owl bear. I offer it rations of cheddar. He hugged me instead and bit off my head. But as you can see, I got better. He ripped off my arms with a sickening tore off my legs at the femur. A druid came by and said, "My oh my, I'll have to deal with this later." Have you hugged an owl bear today? Has an owl bear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur feathered arms rip your body in two? But this isn't a song about owlbears. It's a song about reincarnation. When I awoke, the druid said, "Son, the owlbear gave me a killing. But here's the thing, now you're a halfling. We'll try again in the morning." And the owlbear gave me a hug every day. Reincarnated was I. But recycling your soul can soon take its toll. My mind sometimes wanders. Have you hugged an owlbear today? Has an owlbear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur feathered arms rip your body in two? I have been reincarnated so much I should have signed the DNR. Do not reincarnate. I've been a gnu, a gnome, a bear, and a bug, and a bugbear. Are we doing that? Sitting on the rock on the side of the road in a bugbear. Try to get by, none will pass the bugbear. MMO RPG, there was a glitch in anomaly. Monster spawned, what could be killed. Every newbie slays his XP bills. Bugbear, 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 bugbear. We joined the game and we formed a guild to fight the bugbear. Slays every noob who tries to leave town, he's a bugbear. Well, we tried to fight, but we didn't get far. He had a flaming bullet full of morning star. Hit us in our chest and our head popped off and dumped our bodies in an animal trough. Bugbear, and dumped our bodies in an animal trough. Again. Bugbear, 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 bugbear. On an online forum asked about the bugbear. They said no monster wasn't real, no bugbear. We'd been trained by someone we could trust. Player had it out for us from the den. We heard my grandpa say with a cough, can't wait to dump your bodies in an animal trough. Again. Bugbear, 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 bugbear. There once was a tree, and a ranger asked me into some tables and chairs. I once was an elf, but now I'm myself, singing a song about owlbears. Have you hugged an owlbear today? Has an owlbear hugged you? Have you felt its beak and its fur-feathered arms rip your body in two? Have you felt its beak and its fur-feathered arms rip your body in two?
That was beautiful. So if people want to hear more music from Dan and Ranger, how do they find it?
danthebard.com. Pretty easy. So danthebard.com. I got a playlist on Spotify. Just type in Dan the Bard and there's about 150 songs or whatever on there.
Okay.
I have 11 CDs. One is brand new, so it's not on the internet yet. 4 of them have to do with like gamer nerd music and role playing and nerd stuff. A couple are on storytelling. A couple are my Irish band. And you can find all those on my website. And then check out facebook.com/Dan the Bard.
Dan the Bard, all over. Very, very simple to do. So, do you have one more quick one to go out on? Something jaunty tavern tune?
Sure.
I mean, they're all kind of jaunty tavern tunes, but
We got a good jaunt.
all right, we'll give one more to go out on.
This. Occasionally, you're gonna have to yell the word "save"
Save.
because he's gonna yell "save" at the same time,
Okay.
and then you guys too. There's never a wine as ever as fine as made by a vineyard elf. RPG diddly dee and dee don't fumble as they tumble to the shelf. Cider's made by a whole halfling. Whiskey's made by a gnome. RPG diddly dee and dee don't fumble as they tumble to your home. There ain't no beer that brings such cheer as made by an alehouse dwarf. RPG diddly dee and dee don't fumble as they tumble to your barf. RPG diddly dee and dee will sing this song all night. If demi-human drinking's wrong, I don't wanna be right. 42. Wandered once to the land of the gnomes and they gave me a drink in their hillside home. Gnomish whiskey, single malt. If I drank too much, it's not my fault. Halfling cider from the Shire sets your heart and soul on fire. At a halfling feast, all mirth abounds in a demi-human drinking song. 42.
Say!
Never a wine is ever as fine as made by a vineyard elf. RPG and D don't fumble as you come to the shelf. Cider's made by a whole halfling. Whiskey's made by no. RPG and D don't fumble as you tumble to your home. There ain't no beer that brings such cheer as made by an alehouse dwarf. RPG and D don't fumble as you tumble to your barf. RPG and D will sing this song all night. If demi-human drinking's wrong, I don't wanna be right. 42.
Say!
Wandered once to an elven wood and everywhere gazebos stood. Turns out these were elven bars with elven wine. The best prepped bar, beer from dwarven breweries, worth the extra calories. Now you know why dwarves are around from the demi-human drinking song. 42.
Say!
Never wine is ever as fine as made by a vineyard elf. RPG and D don't fumble as they tumble to the shelf. Cider's made by a whole halfling. Whiskey's made by a gnome. RPG and D don't fumble as they tumble to your home. There ain't no beer that brings such cheer as made by an alehouse dwarf. RPG and D don't fumble as they tumble to your barf. RPG and D will sing this song all night. If demi-human drinking's wrong, I don't wanna be right. If demi-human drinking's wrong, I don't wanna be right. If demi-human drinking's wrong, I don't wanna be right. 42.
Say! Huzzah! well, thank you, Dan the Bard and Granger the Ranger. And
Pleasure.
guys, if you're anywhere near the Bristol Renaissance Fair, if you can make it out, make sure to check. I know I'm going to have to get out there now.
It's a good time.
To see a show. And until next time we catch you, whatever else we're doing, thank you for joining us.
Bye.
And danthebard.com.
No mish whiskey, single malt. If I drank too much, it's not my fault. Halfling cider from the Shire sets your heart and soul on fire. With a halfling feast, all mirth abounds, and addend my human drinking song. Fortitude, say mineral wine as ever as fine is made by a vineyard elf. RPG diddly-dee and dee, don't fumble as you tumble to the shelf. Cider's made by a whole halfling, whiskey's made by a gnome. RPG diddly-dee and dee, don't fumble as you tumble to your home. There ain't no beer that brings such cheer is made by an alehouse dwarf. RPG diddly-dee and dee, don't fumble.
You know, before I got sober, tried switching to only raw organic souls for a while, but I have to say, it wasn't any better. It was still as much of a problem. Anyways, so let's find out how the Warlocks are going to solve their problems. That was a really bad transition. Too many Warlocks.
Hello, everyone. We are back. When last we left our heroes, they were inspecting the troops and had come across an example of the kinds of problems that Rumble Snarl had conveyed to them that he comes across every day. And at this point, Daryl has been extracted from the mouth of this massive Triceratops. It's like flopped up onto the ground on like this slick of saliva. And it's just like
Gross.
So it's just like I told you, he gets in all kinds of places.
But luckily you had a rope, eh?
Always have it.
You know what might be a good idea? Maybe you put the harness on each one of the Daryls. That way when you need to attach the rope, it's just quick like. You don't have to tie around them, eh?
Oh yeah, I've seen some folks around Waterdeep, like some of the higher class folks will like essentially have like hand leashes on their kids.
We tried that once. We all got stuck on a tree.
Oh.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Well, at least you'll be able to work with Marcus Fenix now. So hopefully he'll do good things for you guys.
Wow, the Marcus Fenix?
Is he that well known?
One and only.
No, I don't know who it is.
Well, he's a one and only, eh? You're going to love him, although you might, it sounds weird, you might never see him, eh?
He gets really scared all of a sudden.
But don't worry, I'm being complicated. Don't worry.
Is he here right now?
Maybe.
Probably.
He's always watching.
Oh my God, he's
Be on
behind
your
me,
best
isn't he?
behavior.
Is
Right.
he?
And he like turns around. Then he does it again. He's
You
like
just,
jumping at the air.
It's probably best to act as though he's watching you at all times. And you would just be on your, like K3 said, you'd be on your best behavior, right?
Yes, sir.
There we go. We distracted him too.
All right, so blacksmith or Ogbok? What are we closer to, I guess?
Well, about equal parts to both.
Well, maybe we see the blacksmith and see like how many folks he needs, and then the rest can go to Ogbak.
That makes sense because we will need most fighters. Well, workers too. We should probably divide up the bulk into workers and fighters at the end. So yeah, blacksmith it is. And maybe if you want, you can ask him about your thing.
Sure.
All right, so Bart Jr. is lifting a bench above his head that has 6 kobolds and goblins on it. And he's just like, hey, I know you guys. How's it going?
Great. Wow, that is impressive.
Have you seen these dinosaurs? They totally speak to me. I mean, not like words, but these beasts, they say more than you could ever know. So what can I do for you?
How much help could you use around here? We have a wide number
And he sets
of
the bench down.
people available for tasks around the keep. Obviously, with the preparation for this lich business. So, what could you use?
I never had an apprentice before. I could probably train a couple people. I could use a couple hands, but I don't have much work to do right now.
Well, I hear there's quite a bit of scrap metal. So perhaps some
Yeah, I've been melting it down into usable ingots.
Yay. Do we want the dinosaurs to have armor?
I don't know if I care that much.
I don't either.
I wonder. At the very least, we have to decide what kind of armor the goblin are getting, because he needs to know whether he's melting that down to make rings for chain mail or plate mail or what we can afford.
Well, real quick, I'm checking the ledger. When it says unit, does that mean per person or does that mean per group?
Per person.
Who? And I look to them and I say, well, per person, the most expensive for plate mail and martial weapons and shield is 1,550 gold per person, which we do not have the funds for it now.
I mean, let's be honest. We don't need them in that much armor. They are here to take care of the undead and anything else he bring with him.
Well, do you think mail and martial weapons would be enough? Because that's only 85 gold per unit.
I suppose maybe that's a question to ask Ogbach of. Yeah.
Maybe so.
For those who are
We also
trained,
need to know how many soldiers there's going to be before we can do the math. So maybe we talk to Ogbach first.
Yeah.
Well, whatever you need, I could probably train about 20 guys at a time, and that'd be enough to give them to help me out.
Okay.
That's the magic number we were looking for.
It'd only take me about 6 days to get them to the point that they could do the work themselves.
So 40 people over 12 days.
Yeah, I could handle that. I've got a real hands-on training method.
Well, but he also needs to be making stuff.
Is the training hands-on in the sense that you'll be doing the work while you're training them?
Yeah, I could do the work while I train them. I don't need to sleep that much.
Yeah, and if we're doing something simple like mail, they are just making a wire, right? That's not hard to do. It's the weaving them together that require all the skill like this guy got here, right?
Yeah, delicate work, but they got those tiny hands.
That's very true, right?
All right. Well,
So 20, we send, yeah.
Yeah, we'll say 20 first and then 20 more, so 40 total. So.
All right. What kind of blades do you want them to have?
We will probably get back to you on that.
Yeah,
All right.
We're gonna have to get.
If it help, I'm thinking dagger, maybe short sword or little, I'm not handing this guy 6 feet of sword, Make no sense, he fall over.
Spear?
Well, I can make it to size.
Or spears, things like that, simple, We don't got much time to train these guys.
All right. Well, let me know. I'll get to work on the suits, and then you guys let me know what you want for the blades.
Cool.
Just visualizing a phalanx of goblins. Terrifying, but only waist high.
Yeah.
All right. So to Ogbach then.
All
So
right.
we're walking to Ogbach. I'm going to look at the others and go, how did we end up in charge?
I don't know.
Everybody who was in charge died. Eh?
Well, I mean, we got
Or
Marcus.
died
back.
near dead. You know, incapacitated.
Okay.
We'll get them all back.
But yeah, there's a moment of sort of, yeah,
Yeah, that's
we're in charge.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what to make. Maybe we could just put some macaroni in the microwave. That'll be fine. We can take care of ourselves.
Reed, this is it. He's losing it, right? I kid him not.
He's coming apart at the seams.
Microwave you talk about thing.
All right, so Ogbok is running some drills with a contingent of troops.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, if it isn't my favorite recruits. Good to see everybody.
Manslayer.
Manslayer!
So we were wondering how many folks you could use for like troops and whatnot. As well as like what kinds of weapons and armor would folks need?
I've been hoping somebody would come and ask me that. Wormspit's got this whole thing about not pushing anybody into a specific vocation, so he's been saying, we can't put any new guards on until we get an okay from somebody in management. So I've been staying back.
Well, good thing that we're apparently management.
Oh, well, congratulations, I think. But, well, we've got 4 sides, 2 openings, 4 guard towers. We could put a contingent of 4 on each tower. Then we could probably create troops or squads, about 10 to 20 each. Maybe 20 in a squad if they're small.
And you need some reinforcement for the guys on the towers. They're going to be prime targets. Eh?
Yeah, definitely. We'll need some backups to throw up on there.
We also need some to protect the guys that are flinging the alchemicals all over the place too. Eh?
Oh,
We got
grenadier squads.
there,
I
right?
could mix those in with my squads. If you give me like 5 grenadiers to a squad, we could put them up front and have the other soldiers kind of move them towards the center as they reload.
Oh, you talking about mobile artillery? I love it. Eh?
Absolutely. We use this kind of tactics in raids occasionally. If you need to reset crossbows or re-notch arrows, you move them towards the center of the squad, and then everybody else has protection on them. I've been at this for a long time, manslaying.
That was a lot of numbers.
What total are you looking for? We literally have like 700 people.
Well, I could train 40 at a time. How many are you expecting for the attack?
How many am how many do we want to be ready for the attack? Is that
How
like,
many? What is the size of the army that is coming to get us?
My
guys-
friend, it is time for some brutal honesty. Eh? You may be facing every dead thing in 500 miles in every direction. Eh?
All right, so a lot. So tell me. Okay. So if we have a lot, what kind of defenses do we have here? Do we have any ranged defenses?
We still have to build those other than mage tower stuff.
Okay. So magic is good. What kind of magic stuff do we got?
Oh, we have to get scrolls for that.
Well, the tower is magically defended. It is just not magically offensive at the moment.
All right. Do we have any artillery or anything that we could put in the towers?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Eh? We got the alchemical fire raining from on high.
All right.
You write that rude word in the ashes on that hill over there. I assume by now it's probably finished. They've had all day.
Yeah, he's working on it on occasion. Ever so often, this ball lobs across the sky, and then laughter can be heard from the top of the mage tower. He's all right. So here's what we do, and he goes to the earth and he kind of draws out the keep. Says first thing we need are gates. We don't have any gates here.
All right.
Yeah, for sure. This is a siege, eh? That's the mentality we have to take, eh?
So we got to put up some gates. The walls are flimsy. If they can be reinforced before the attack, it's probably a good idea.
All right. We should have timber coming in from a nearby town if it hasn't already gotten here.
Wood is fine. It's what we got now. But if you could find some way to upgrade it to stone or even thick hewn stone, that'd be even better.
Okay.
Now, what we could do is we could put up some trenches and maybe some spikes. Just put them around the walls to repel any attacks that come in that way.
All right.
And then like a mobile response force. You said you got the guys in the tower. You need one bunch in the middle, eh? That go to wherever the attack the heaviest, eh?
Yeah, we'll need some groups on the ground to run supplies and reinforce as people go down from the towers. If we don't know what we're up against, we should prepare for the worst. Now, I can train 40 at a time, so it's as many as you want to give me.
How many days does it take to train 40?
To train 40, I can do it in 3 days.
All right. So I'm going to
If I work them hard.
So 12 days, that gives us 4 sets, 160.
I'd say honestly we should run it all the way up until 15.
If we've got that time. I mean, they're going to be here in 2 weeks, right? I mean, they're still going to be part of the great unwashed masses in 2 weeks. If
Yep.
we've still got time, we can throw them another 40.
Absolutely.
All right, so we'll throw as many as every day as we can. So yeah, we'll plan on if you could take oh Lord. All right, 40 people a day.
If we get 4 days, that's 106. Or if we get 16, no. If we get 12 days, that's 160.
And if we get 15, it's 200. So either
200.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll plan. I'm just going to say 200 and try to
Sure.
run it all the way up until
Yeah, for sure.
200 people. So you'll
We
be
keep
getting
maybe a little reserve of that too. So if something come up, we got the army ain't the only thing with the mobile reserve, eh?
All right. What kind of equipment are we giving them?
Well, we wanted to ask you that.
All right. What do we got the budget for? I'm talking armor-wise.
So we're best case scenario, the 200 plus. How many you got right now, eh?
Should be on the ledger.
30. If we've got 75 guards total, but a lot of them are patrolling. So right now we only have 35 here.
That's the rest of Ogbok's current troop.
Well, those are the ones that he's training right now.
Right. Okay.
And then, so here's the thing. To repair, we wanted to repair the stable. That's 500 coin out, and then we're at 11,500. And then to do any other building stuff, we'll have to take that into account because each of those is roughly like multiple thousands. Every cannon is 500 gold. Every ballista is 125 gold. If we want to put any funding into research and development, that's per day, like 200 gold, depending on how much manpower we put into it. And then dinosaur armor and mounted weapons per dinosaur. I am sorry, Team Mom is funding that. I am not putting our money into that. It is 2,000 gold per dinosaur armor, and it is 1,500 gold per mounted weapon on a dinosaur. And I just don't even think they're trained yet. So, like, unless we have an animal handler, maybe we can go talk to Bart, but, like, that just seems...
It don't matter anyway, because from what I remember of Gilbetta, she's not going to let you take her pets into war, eh? I still think somebody's going to die because we took the dog, eh?
That's...
You know what? That's an SCP, eh? You know that's somebody else's problem, eh? They fund that for sure, eh? That's their thing, eh? We fund our thing, they fund their thing, eh?
But regardless, well, I mean, they put some of this money in too, but I think it needs to go towards this stuff now. But the armor, for what we have money, so saying we don't build any other things and we build, say, do we think we need to have at least one cannon and one ballista per guard tower?
Not at all, eh? We are in a siege. We don't need to attack hardly at all. We got enough from the alchemy. We need the gates and the walls. The man just tell you, eh?
Well, okay, so you're saying we don't need any ballista or cannons.
I think that's down the list, eh? I think number 1, gates. Number 2, walls, eh? Number 3, armor for these guys. There's about 250 of them, maybe. We're lucky that's the maximum we could have by the time they get here, eh?
Gates and walls are not on my ledger, and I'm looking at it and I see something. There is a part on the ledger that says keep, and it says unsafe, and it says 5,000 gold plus some work. And I'm gonna look down because that has an asterisk next to it, and I'm gonna go look at the bottom of wherever that asterisk is, and I'm gonna ask Puck what the asterisk says. There's no asterisk. I'm just working with it.
And keep right at the bottom left of the map, right?
All right. So you're going to have to ask Wormspit on the cost to upgrade the walls and put some gates in.
Okay.
Because it wasn't put into there already.
Okay. So we'll have to do that. But I mean, and I look at Ogbok and I say, what is we cannot afford to do full or half plate because we just don't have the funding for that. We could do mail and martial weapons. Do you think that is enough?
Absolutely.
No.
85 each?
85 each?
We can't do 85 each for 200.
Not for 200, but like for the bulk, I was thinking. And then maybe have have essentially per unit for every 20, maybe have like 10 to 12 in this, and then the other 10 in like leather, and have them like, I don't know. I hate to put some people in some and some people in others. Here, you get the shitty armor.
It's, you know what? It's not even close, eh? If there's 250 of them and it's 85 each, that's 21,250 gold, just that. So forget that. Move down a step, eh?
All right. Well, the only other step is leather and simple weapon.
Which should be enough, eh? Remember, they are fighting the undead only, eh? They are even just a holding force. They are to, in case nobody break in the gate, things like that. We're not going to send them out in the field like a army, eh?
But who's gonna kill it all?
We are. We are going to blow the shit out of it from in here. And it don't matter what happens to it. We don't have to kill it. We have to keep it outside. That's all, so it don't kill our people, eh?
But I thought we were going to be taking care of Blackwind, so...
The 4 of us are taking care of Blackwind, eh?
So how are we also then killing a whole army?
No. That's what the goblin are on the towers. They are inside to make sure the bad guys don't break in. But as long as they don't break in, we just lob fire on them from inside and we let them sit out there and rot. Eh?
You do remember the things we fought in that town, right? The Weregast, because like that's probably the lower. Maybe not the lowest end, but I mean, that's probably on the lower end of what we're going to have to deal with. And if the dragons didn't completely toast all the bodies up top, we might have to be dealing with a couple of giants. I think we're underestimating.
We got the dragon horn too, eh? We blow that, 4 metallic dragons show up. How long you think an undead army lasts against 4 metallic dragon breath weapons? Gone. Even if that's all we use them for. We eliminate his whole army in one whoosh, eh?
I wish I had your confidence in
And then if anything fly over the wall, that's what our goblins inside. 200, 250 goblins inside for anything that breach the wall or fly over it, eh?
Well, once you have a good idea, let me know. As soon as I know what kind of armor they have, I'll know how to build my phalanx.
Well, I can
make a recommendation for weapons.
It's going to be leather armor, eh?
All right.
The math says so. Well, I'm looking at these two. Sorry, I'm not. Ogbox. He's part of the conversation, but these two are the ones that are making the decisions. So,
if we're going with leather armor, we're going to stick with spears and pikes.
All right.
But no, that's only my idea. Eh? Don't that pushy asshole Guy push you around. They tell me what your idea is. Eh?
Well, we don't have the money, so unless we have a campaign to make more, I mean, we can send people on jobs, but I don't know how much money that's actually going to bring in for us.
That's unknown. We don't know.
Well,
how would you use them? How would you use? We got 250 goblin soldiers. Eh? How you would use them?
Let me ask.
250.
Let me ask this, and I ask Ogbok. I was like, the price difference in leather armor, 35 gold, and the highest we can go full plate with shields and martial weapons is 1,550 gold. That is way more. But my question to you is, how much more valuable is a soldier in that equipment than just the sheer number of a bunch of soldiers with lower level equipment? Like, would it be better to divide it up and have some, like maybe have one of each unit of troops, one really heavily armored soldier, and then have the rest of them not? Or would it be better to just have a mass army of leather and pikes and spears?
Before you answer that, I did some more math.
Oh God, we don't even have enough for that, do we?
Leather armor and a pointed stick for 250 people is 8,750 gold.
How did we get to 250? I thought we said 200 was the
If
max.
Penn thinks we are having 15 days,
I said
which is
200.
200, plus he's got
200.
35 already here. So that's 235. Maybe a couple survivors come back from the groups he's got out. That's maybe 250 absolute maximum.
That's 8,700.
But do any of
8,700
them already have
just for the armor and the spear.
But do any of them already have equipment?
Oh yeah, to the
35 of them do.
so which would put us at 200 instead of 250, because the
Which
ones
is
that are already
7,000.
running.
It's 7,000 for that then, for 200 of them.
I guess we have to start with that. Maybe we can go.
We do that. We do the gates. We do the walls. We're broke.
He's not.
Well,
wrong.
if we're running low on cash, maybe somebody should make a trip to Waterdeep.
What would we get in Waterdeep?
There's a lot of rich people in Waterdeep.
That's
That
There's
would.
a lot of rich people that don't want liches for landlords.
Do you think they'd fund us?
Well, I think a lot of them probably have work to do. Some of them might even look to back you. You can talk nice to the right people.
Ooh.
Oh, we are most excellent at talking nice to people.
But we've got this shield we have to get.
We do have to go get a shield, apparently.
Well, you guys got a couple days. You can
Yeah, we got 2 weeks.
prioritize.
Hey, we can do both. Hey, which one we want to do first?
I'll train the troops. We'll do what we can with simple weapons, but I don't want to be coming at this lich with sharpened sticks.
Yeah, we'll make sure you at least have leather and spears, but I don't know. I'll try to see what else we can do past that.
I've seen you guys in battle. You could probably take out 20 or 30 undead each. But if we're dealing with thousands, we might be in trouble.
We don't know. That's a worst case scenario, but that's what you plan for, right?
You should also be prepared to have at least some werewolves in your ranks. And I turned to the other two and I said, and I think we might have help from paladins at some point. Did they say that they'd send some?
It was uncertain. They said they would
They
send
get-
people if they could.
Yeah,
And
if they
we-
get past their own personal shit.
I would not count on the paladins.
Yeah, we may have some paladins coming, but it is not to be counted on.
And we got 4 metallic dragons literally at our back end call, but they do one thing and then they leave.
Well, I think between that and if we have the whole team here, maybe we'll be all right.
We also
how
got
about
maybe
we-
a phylactery by then too, and I rub my belly.
So how about we plan on starting with the leather and simple weapons, and then if we get some more funds, we can then have that get assigned a little bit later, because it's going to take them a while to get all of that stuff done anyhow.
Mhm.
So then it can be like, hey, hold on, let's do this instead, and train. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't know. There were lots of numbers. My head
Makes
exploded.
perfect sense to me.
We've reached the heavy math portion of the campaign.
Ah,
So
the
we
can
dyslexic
start,
player just went. "Ah."
We got 40 guys per week getting trained, so maybe they make 40 sets of leather armor for starters, and we take it from there.
Yeah, and until we come back, they can continue making it because everyone's at least going to need that.
All right, I'll advise the blacksmith on my weapons requirements.
And that way you know too how to build your phalanx.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I'm jotting all this down, and I'm like, all right, so we've got a total of 10 people going to the alchemist, 5 being trained over 5 days each. We have 40 people total, 20 for every 6 days going to Bart. We have 200 people total over the course of the next 15 days, running all the way up until the day of going here, which leaves us with over 400 people with nothing to do other than we can put them at work. I guess we'll have to put them under Wormspit and get them to work, or to get them to send out on simple missions.
I'm sure doing the gate and digging trenches and spikes.
Yeah, the rest of them are labor.
Right.
Everybody who's not in the army is building defense.
Yeah, it just makes me nervous.
It should. We are talking about the war, and who the hell are we to fight the war,
Well, we don't have any holy people.
Don't worry, we've got Ogbok the Manslayer. If I fall in battle, I shall do so covered in the blood of my enemies.
And you, Pen, you forget Gilbetta, We got, well, I was going to say 4 patron, but I don't know, I count on yours. For sure, 3 patrons. 4 patrons if you include, well, I don't know if I trust the Lady of the Fae either, but okay, 3 patrons. One I hardly, okay, my patrons, and maybe some other ones. And the goddess, Gilbetta is goddess on our side.
I don't recall how involved all our patrons get in our personal lives. I don't really think they always step in.
I just recently figured out mine, so.
And mine, I don't think is going to be coming anytime soon, unless I find a way very soon to figure that out.
You know, mine are already here. I don't have this problem like you guys. Mine is already here, and she already tell me what to do,
But you know, in all of the greatest stories, like the heroes come up against these huge odds, but they figure out how to deal with it. So
and
clearly,
I have no doubt we will, We're going to win, This is not the question. It's how many we're going to lose in the process,
I don't.
How many we're responsible for, Look around. Almost 1,000 people counting on us.
This whole place is very alive now. Like, it's just thriving.
that's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah. This is a big fucking deal. We can't fuck this up.
Plus Melissa, plus William, plus Tommy, plus Spoonie, plus MT1. Whistle
But we're
Whip.
sending William.
Plus the whole ethereal plane.
There's not. I can't help but feel this is not the right answer. Don't get me wrong. I will stand beside the keep and all of you until, my very last breath, but I can't help but think there's got to be a better way. I just
Well,
haven't thought of it yet.
You know what? All I ask is you do your best, You play to win. You play to save the world. You play to save these people around you. These people right here, and like pointing at these people that are right here. You save them, As long as that is your goal, we don't lose, Heroes don't lose.
And we plan for the worst, and we hope that we find a better solution before then.
Yeah.
Like maybe
This is going to come down to
figuring
thinking
out
on
the
our feet.
phylactery, and ta-da!
Speaking of which, I need 10 minutes. And I need that bit of cloak.
Yeah, it's in the cart. I go grab that, I guess. And then come back.
But I'm not doing it out there,
Mage Tower?
My shirt off already 5 times this week. No more.
Yeah, the Mage Tower seems like a good.
Yeah, that seem appropriate.
Time has come for the ritual.
So, yeah. Anybody else we need to see? Sorry,
Other than
anybody
one.
else we need to see?
Worm spit. We needed to tell him about the gates and the walls and the cost of that.
And tell him he's got like 400 people to do it with.
He's close by to Ogbok. So you ask him. He says, I apologize. I had not included those in my projections. Allow me to get the numbers together, and I shall have them for you by the end of the day.
Perfect.
For sure. And you too, eh? You two got to liaise, eh? You got to be direct with each other. You don't sometimes wait for us to tell you what to do, eh? You know what to do. You are the best organizer I ever seen. And you, buddy, in 5 minutes, you tell me how to defend this keep. Eh? You don't need us to tell you what to do. Eh?
Very well. We shall make our own plans and seek to receive approval for use of keep funds.
And I look at these two and say, that's okay, right? Like, they are part of the team, eh?
Yes, of course.
Well, he's been here longer than I have, so of course.
Okay, let's go find out where this fucking phylactery is, eh?
All right.
And yeah, into the Mage Tower, up to the room, right? I mean, that's where we
All
gotta
right.
be, right?
You're
Or-
up in the room in the Mage Tower. The ritual asks that you have a map ready
Okay, yeah.
of the general area that you're looking in. All right.
Yeah, so we've got our Sword Coast map. Yeah, we can lay that out.
You got your Sword Coast map. You ready to do the ritual?
One thing before I do this, you guys watch me real close, eh? That asshole's powerful. If it looked like he got me, you cut my throat before I wake up, eh?
Or maybe
Richard.
we'll try to bring you back first.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that first, but don't let me be the bad guy, eh?
Well, make sure you come back as Guy.
I do my best, eh? And start the ritual.
All right. So you guys begin the ritual. It takes a while to incant, but it's fairly simple. You're using the piece of cloth from
His robe, yeah. This was part of him. It's got to count as being of him.
It does. So you do the ritual. The piece of cloth floats up and then floats over to the map. And it floats along the coastline, along the road through Dead Man's Mire, and stops on the road. And then it slowly begins to move down towards Waterdeep.
And does it give me any idea of what this phylactery looks like?
It does not. It gives you a location.
Okay. And it's kind of just sort of Waterdeep in general?
It's
right now?
on the road between Neverwinter and Waterdeep through the Dead Man's Mire, and it's moving.
Okay.
Now that's southwest of us, right?
Yes.
So exactly the opposite way we need to go to get the shield.
Decisions.
So I come back out and I tell these two.
So I'll pull up the map, and this is everyone can visually see this. Like as the ritual goes, you can see this piece of cloth floating over this section of the map. And if we go into the map here, I can show you exactly where it is. Here. So it's coming along the Mire of Dead Men, and it is about here. And it's moving towards Waterdeep.
Okay, you guys, that's where the phylactery is, eh? That means somebody's got it. And to be honest, the only people I know in Neverwinter are people I don't think I want to have it.
Well, I
So-
guess there is work in Waterdeep, so 2 birds, 1 stone.
Are we ready to get it? What do we do with it?
We put
And
him
then-
back in it.
The piece of cloth just falls limp on the ground now.
And I will very carefully tuck that in a safe place in my backpack. That's not getting stolen.
I mean, if you destroy the phylactery, you destroy the lich, don't you? Or just the way that they come back?
They're connected. So without a phylactery, if you kill the lich's body, the lich will stay dead.
We have to at least have it. We either destroy it and don't give him a safe place to go, or we have it and we use it to trap him again. Or we use it as
one hell of a bait or a bargaining.
yeah. We put it in the tower, and when he come in, empty one, knock down the tower. Then you get your shot to try to save this man. And if that don't work, we take him to the scribe.
Pen's got thoughts.
Always.
So while you guys are having this discussion and after your ritual is complete, you hear shouting from outside. Giants incoming!
Ah, shit. Damn. Actually, we're like on the top floor of the tower, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna snap on Armor of Shadows.
Okay.
Empty one, can you make a window? I assume he's not with us, but I also assume that if he's anywhere in the tower, he
Yeah.
can hear us.
I shall do so. And he
But
makes a
I'm right
window.
Okay.
There are 2 hill giants approaching the keep. One has a club, and the other one is unarmed.
Are they looking like angry? Or...
They look scared.
Ooh, that's not good.
Hill giants that look scared.
Hill
Okay.
giants that look scared, and they stop at the edges of the keep, and they go into kind of a bowing posture.
Oh, I should know better by now than to judge a book by its cover. Come on, Guy, get your shit together, eh? Shall we go talk to them, eh?
I suppose so.
Safe distance.
What is the safe distance from a hill giant?
Outside of its reach, at least.
How about we just go up into one of the guard towers, and that way we're kind of looking them in the eye?
Ah, that's
Or, you know, this, and I call out, I'm like, MT1, is there like a loud echoing thing that can come out of the mage tower?
I can thaumaturge the shit out of shit. I can make you 3 times as loud as you are now.
but we'll need to hear them.
I mean, they're giants, aren't they?
I could radiate from the tower, but they would have to come inside to be able to converse with us. I don't think you'll be able to hear them from the top.
Oh, wow. I'm shocked. Okay. Then
Oh,
yeah.
bugger this. This is not the time to be safe. And I start heading down the tower.
All right.
I guess I head after.
All right. You guys, when you get to the top of the guard tower, the giants, you can now hear them. It's like, we're very sorry. We want to come in. We just want some help. Please don't shoot the sharp things on us. We want to get some assistance. We talked to the small things from here before.
I looked at these two and said, that must have been a long time ago, eh? I don't think that was us.
Mom?
Oh, you meant
Team mom, not like.
Now that's something I was not expecting.
And once one of them sees you at the top of the hour, it's, oh, you're one of the small things. You're not that small thing that I saw before. I'm Oog, and this is my brother Og. We came here because we need your help. And you found my club before, so you as good folks told me about these bad giant non-haters, yeah? Now I need y'all to help us out, because they done took our mom.
Helping people is kind of what we do, eh? Right, you two?
yeah.
And he's
well,
getting right up close, and the smell is just horrible.
So who took your mom?
Well, there was some uppity stone giant. He decided he wanted to have a big war. So he brought Mom and brother and I, and then he got all upset. Says people wasn't making weapons no more. So then the hill giant boss figured it was time for treachery, so she done locked up Mom. Says she was coming for the throne. And now we want to get our Mom back.
I
Turn to these two very quietly and say, you know, we did this, eh?
Did we? Was that really us? Are you sure?
Oh.
That was, eh?
I mean, kind of partially us. Not 100% us, but like 50% us.
Man, it's too bad we stabbed that guy in the eye.
Oh no, that's a good thing, but there's consequences to everything, eh?
I told Boog them nice little things from this place, they help us get our club back. So maybe they can help us get Mom.
Maybe we put them off a little bit, eh? That is just to these two?
On our plate.
It's just these two.
Just to these two, like the other party
yeah.
members? Yeah.
I mean, maybe. Maybe. I got nothing.
I got an idea, actually. Let me ask them a question. Hey, you guys. And I'll use thaumaturgy to ramp it up.
Yeah, what is it?
To take over from your mom, there's like a ceremony or something this crazy lady got to do, or she just come and sit on the throne, or what?
No, they locked up Mom because they figured she was coming for the throne.
Ah, your mother, she was
Well,
the one-
she not big enough yet. She hasn't eaten that. She says, oh, good Boog, you better get more food so I can get big enough to sit on that throne. And we tried to get all the food, but Boogie eats too much.
So she was coming for the throne.
Well, technically, maybe she might have been.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
I mean, could we convince them to?
What?
And
Where you guys live, eh? Where they got your mom? Up north?
Oh, dig up in the hills just to that away.
How many
It's by,
days?
it's by some water. What? Is it? It's like 2 days. That's how long it took us to get away.
And I'm doing the math in my head, thinking that's probably like 6 days people walking speed.
Well, hill giants are the smallest of giants.
Yes. They're only 3 times as tall as we are.
Yeah.
are y'all?
Do again, like we can't do it right now for sure, eh?
I mean, what if they come from like a family that could like?
Yeah, for sure, eh? The decision. How many is there? Do we want them? Is
I
it worth it?
Here. Well, let me. Well, we also have Team Marcus Fenix now, and this would be a perfect little trial run for them. Because I mean, how badly can you mess this up?
It's fire everywhere.
We just stopped a giant civil war. We don't want to start another one. Marcus Phoenix, he's a lot of things. Subtle is not one of them.
But they need our help. But we need our own help.
Well, Giants is really strong. Maybe we could help you.
How many are in your clan? I don't know how giants work.
Well, Mom just had me and Boog.
Do you have...
But we're real strong. Boog, show him how strong you are. And he goes and picks up a boulder. Atta boy, Boog. He's been working on it.
So...
And I got my club now. It's a real nice club.
It is a nice club. Very nice.
Oh, God, I didn't want to recommend it because Puck will
I
hate me.
got another idea, guys. Hang on, I tried this. And I lean out the window again. Okay, you guys, we got one thing we got to do first. What we need you to do is go and watch where they got your mom. Make sure they don't move her.
Oh.
And you set up a camp, and we got ways to contact you. We get close and we send you, and we tell you, and you tell us where you are, and then we come and...
It's mostly spit.
Yeah.
You're talking about that sneaky stuff.
Yeah, that's it exactly,
Oh, me and Boog, we're real sneaky.
I'm sure you are.
That's how we just got away. Peoples don't think Giants is very sneaky. But Oog and Boog, we's the sneakiest.
Yeah, and in my head, I'm thinking, and it's giants looking for you. They're brilliant. So this might, one way or another, this solves the problem. That is all very much out of character.
All right. So how's we gonna get in contact with you once we know what we need to know?
Yeah, Guy, how are we going to get in contact with them?
The other small things, they
I
put
got this
fire
figured
in the
out too,
sky
You
to
look
let
at
us know.
We could do that, or I got another idea. Hey, Pen, we still got those sending stone that asshole can listen in on,
We have one.
We have one.
I thought there was 3.
Yeah, one that the asshole has, one that Team Mom has, and one that we have.
Who's got the third one? Us, Team Mom, and who?
The asshole. That's how they can hear on.
Oh, okay, right, okay. Well, there's that idea going.
Why, we could always just...
Oh, the keep has one.
That's what I thought there was one here, yeah.
We have 3, and then there's one that's on a
The one that he's listening to, yeah. Because it don't matter if he hears, us say to the giants, where are you? And they say, we are here, because it don't got nothing to do with his whole plan, right? It don't matter if, in fact, it might even distract him and make him think we're going there instead of where we're really going.
There eventually. So there's that. And then he knows that we're working with giants. It does place us somewhere on the map.
Where we aren't anymore.
I mean, the dude already knows where you guys live. Let's be honest here.
Oh, yeah. The idea is we make him think we're doing something there, and maybe he focus for even a day or two there to see what we're doing, but we're not really. We're rescuing a lady that got nothing to do with him. So we distract him a day or two. He's already weak. Every second we keep him from getting stronger, doing something else. And we get to help these guys get their mom back, Crazy or not, it's her mom,
There's not enough time. I think it might be best if maybe we all have to go after that phylactery, though.
Oh no, that's you don't get me wrong. We don't do this now. That's why I send them away to watch. We got days. We go to Waterdeep. We do that. We can even go get the shield. Just every time if there's a delay or something, we just contact them. Keep watching. Move a little bit to another place.
But see, 3 of these jobs are one-person jobs. Waterdeep, asking people for money. All you got to do is be charismatic. I know you can do that.
Well, unless they want us to do something for the money, and then it might be more.
Honestly,
I want that phylactery #1 on the way.
Yeah.
That is the one job I'd be real concerned about sending one person on. But finding the shield, that requires one person. You go talk to the family, tell them what's going on, and you can probably get at least borrow it in the name of justice. And then this, no offense, but I really think another smooth talking could easily fix this.
If we don't come back, we don't come back. We don't contact them. What do we lose? A sending stone they don't know how to use that's linked to a bad guy anyway.
Oh, I'm just talking about saving time at this time. I'm not even saying I don't agree that that would work. I'm saying we could save time.
Well, they are priority number 742. I just don't want to tell them to fuck off right away, right? I don't want to make them hangry. I want to make them hope. Right?
He's like trying to say, I don't want to tell 2 hill giants to fuck off to their face.
We offer them help. We just don't tell them when.
I just want whatever they can give us. I want it all because we
Yeah,
need
me
it.
too, but I want some other
it
shit
all.
first. The shield, I don't even really care. We got nobody can use it. Eh? We
No.
already got the sun pod.
Are you guys gonna put the light in the sky to let us know what's going on?
Yeah,
That's even easier, yeah, for sure. We make lights in the sky, you come to where the lights come from, eh?
That's how the other small things did it. They put a light in the sky and let us know when it destroyed a camp.
Yeah, we can, that's even easier, eh? For sure. We can do that, you guys, yeah? But it's going to be a little while, eh? You got to sneak back and watch, like we told you, eh?
Don't you worry about a thing. Oog and Boog is the sneakiest giants I ever was. Boog, we're gonna go sneaking. We're gonna keep an eye on Mum, and these small things is gonna help us break up free. It's okay, little brother. He taps him on the shoulder. He wipes away a tear. He's a sweet boy, really. He's just not too bright like his big brother.
And I look at these two and I feel like I'm going to throw up. I am such an asshole, eh? Oh.
And they walk away like on their tiptoes.
You know what? Team Growl don't die. Maybe these guys don't die too, eh?
never been more tempted to split the party. You have no idea.
You guys got to stop letting me do the talking. I make stupid decisions, eh?
No, I think that was a good decision because we have too much to do.
That was the only decision, but I still believe that there's a chance we might. I mean, we could take other people. There are avenues to make this work.
We could always send Team Growl and Marcus to take care of the giants or do something.
Do a jailbreak.
I mean, yeah, of all the things they could do, that would be on their repertoire.
They're giants, so they're not the smartest. So, probably on a similar level as Team
They're
Growl.
just hill giants. So, like...
Yeah, I like this idea too. Eh? This is good. Eh? Then we are helping them, but we are not lying to them so much as I was. Eh?
Where was this 5 or 10 minutes ago?
This is always when you have the good idea, when it's 10 minutes too late. Eh? Marcus! I scream out because you can never see him. He's always there.
Aha! I have returned.
I assume you heard that whole conversation?
Yes, it was difficult not to hear it, really. You guys are not very quiet.
And where were you this time? On the roof?
No, I was in the shadows.
Oh, shit. Okay. So you heard the plan, eh?
Yes, I believe my team could take this on. I've been monitoring their progress.
This afternoon?
Yes.
He's a hell of a teacher, I am sure, eh? He's just not so good with pirate ladies, eh?
I've done better with less.
Is Team Growl like down in the corner of a shadow shoving each other out of it?
No, they are running drills with Ogbog right now.
Ah. Oh.
And Ogbog is visibly upset.
Makes sense.
So one last look around to see who we're doing this for. And let's get Lady Bella hooked up and go get the phylactery, eh? Or quit letting me tell you what to do. I am a shitty planner. Stop this immediately, eh?
Well, whatever you choose to do, fear not. Marcus Phoenix will find success in whatever task you assign.
You still here?
You already have a job, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go rescue
he's
the
gone.
giant
That's
bomb.
official then. Very well. We
Yeah,
shall
don't
do
wanna
so.
that.
And fair game on any loot that we hijack while we're there, correct?
Unless, well, we're trying to fund a war right now, so I
Oh,
think
no, the standard percentages
Yeah.
rule shall apply.
And of course, you'll pay your apprentices as well, eh?
Yes,
That was an unfortunately long pause.
whatever I deem appropriate.
And then you double that? Or I
Half.
tell the whole world,
I
Double?
add an. How
I
about
tell
I?
the whole world that you can't handle one pirate lady, eh?
Okay, that is
Or
no lady. She is a
You are
monster that walks as a man.
I am going to water deep, eh? You imagine the hundreds of people that this guy could tell in water deep that Marcus Phoenix failed with a woman?
Ah, fine, times two.
Thank you very much, my friend. It is a pleasure doing business to you, eh?
and as he's about to leave, I'm like walking up with a thing I've been jotting stuff on. I'm like, okay, so Daryl's a biter. You have to remember that. You have to make sure that they get plenty of water. They
Nap
get,
time is important.
you know, I'm the vice president, so there's a hierarchy there to keep a note of, but you're obviously going to be their team commander, so they should obey you. Just tell them that the vice president said so regardless.
If it
Just
gets
a bunch of
cold,
random-
make sure to pin the mittens to their sleeves.
Yes. They always need to have a rope at any given time. They need to pull each other out of things, just, you know, and then I just rip that off and hand it.
Okay. I'm gonna work with this. Very well. Warlocks, I bid you good luck, and I'm certain that we shall find victory in the battles ahead. Ha! And he disappears into the shadows again.
It creeps me out.
He should. He's a freak, eh?
He's our freak.
Yeah, I'm glad he's on our side. Don't get me wrong, eh?
Oh, he's like the creepy uncle.
Yeah.
The one you don't leave alone with the kids, yeah.
Oh, I
The
hope.
one you have an intervention with.
Yeah.
So are we saddling up the horses and heading after this phylactery?
I cannot leave until I get my book back from MT1 and talk to him.
Oh yeah, MT1 will give you back the book.
He3, you've been really quiet, eh?
Yes?
You got the plan. You seem like a person who's always got the plan. You always got the good idea.
Oh. That's fun to know. I give off that vibe. Well, I guess
It's not the vibe. I do bad ideas, you do good ideas, and this guy does ideas, eh?
I assume I'm in the Mage Tower getting the book.
Yeah.
mean-
Yeah.
we get the phylactery.
Is that seems like the thing, eh? That's important, right?
Yeah. Seems like you know, if we're going to like ultimately destroy Blackwind, we definitely need that. And if we have it, we at least have like a major bargaining chip. It's like, hey, this is something that is really important to you.
You sound really confident, eh?
A lot has happened today.
No, I like it. That's why I talk to
It's
you,
true.
eh? I flap my lips a lot, eh? And sometimes stuff comes out that seems to work, but when you talk, I can breathe, eh?
Oh, okay. I'll try and do more talking so you don't suffocate.
So Pen, what do you want to ask MT1?
I just wanted to ask if he was able to cross-reference any of that from the book this afternoon.
Yes. I did look through a few things. I did come across some interesting references to the Darkest Dungeon. They are all in the Underdark.
Oh no, that's not great.
One specifically refers to a kind of prison for old gods. I believe that may be the place you are looking for.
Is there a map of such a place?
No,
Or-
I'm afraid no such thing would exist.
Or a map that says where it is?
There is a cryptic legend that says where it is, although you would have to seek out the Koatoa in the Underdark. They would likely know more.
Okay. That's and the best place to get to the Underdark is that one place that we went in that
Well,
hole.
there are a number of different places. In fact, now that the teleportation matrix is operational again, there is a portal that will take us there.
We have an Underdark portal?
Yes, indeed we do.
Are there any parts of the Underdark that aren't inherently, like, you know, evil?
Oh, of course, there's Blingden Stone. And other places, I imagine. I don't go there very frequently.
Great. Get to go back to the Underdark with Richard. Oh, should have done that this round. Anyway, all right. Thank you. By the by, you were reading through this. Did you happen upon any legends of what this particular god wants?
It goes back and forth. There is one side that says it wants to absorb all the knowledge and then destroy everything so that no new knowledge can be created. And then there's another side that treats it as a kind of peaceful observer, a chronicler of all things.
We're gonna go with the latter. Take the book, and I'm like, thank you so much. I have to handle this before Blackwind gets here, so have those calibrations ready. I'll be going to the Underdark eventually.
Very well. I shall make the necessary preparations.
Thank you. And back out.
All right.
The other two.
So I imagine by this time you guys have saddled up Lady Bella.
Veronica.
Lady Bella.
I heard it. I just I could
Yeah.
hear him thinking it. Yeah.
So as you guys take off of Lady Bella, you soar across the sky and head towards the road between Neverwinter and Waterdeep. In Waterdeep, in an expensive lord's manor, a man is taking tea. He's got very fine robes on, and he's approached by a man with glasses, carrying a briefcase. Sir, the phylactery is secured. It is on its way to here now, along with the prototypes. They're escorting it in a merchant caravan. I think this is an excellent test. Yes, Owen, I believe it shall be. If they come across any trouble, I'm certain that our new creations can handle it. Of course, sir. They've performed admirably in the field. Oh, and perhaps I'm not being clear. The caravan will have trouble. Understood, sir. He takes a sip. And scene.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh, what kind of two-bit noob ass lich is phylactery gets snagged like that by a bunch of prissy Waterdeep lords? I mean, come on. But I have to say, I'm glad to see Oog and Boog back. Those are some good boys. They have big hearts. Yeah, there we go.
Because
All
they're
right.
giants. Yeah, no, we get it.
Catch me down at the Chuckling Skull all week. I'm going to be doing sets at 2 a.m. And that's all we have for you this week. Join us again and figure out. I don't know. They got a lot of decisions to make on Too Many Warlocks. And that thing's broken too. Gosh, damn it.
All right. Well, that's fine. We're going to do this now. Thank you so much for joining us today. Be sure to hit the follows. Check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Discord. Follow all our stuff. We've run a bit later than normal, so I'm going to rush through this real quick. All these fine people that you see here that I'm very lucky Dungeon Master to play with, they are content creators in their own right. So they are going to tell you about all the cool stuff that they are making. And Guy, I understand you've just put out a brand new video.
I finally did. I finally quit using Deadlands as an excuse and did a video as well this week. But before I talk about that, I want to mention one thing tonight. To anybody who thinks that role playing is about dice, we just had a pretty intense episode, and there was one die roll. One. So that's for everybody out there that thinks that you have to roll and you have to have high skills to role play properly. Yeah, I put out a video this week. It's yeah, just go watch Dirty 20 Gaming. Other than that, tomorrow night is Deadlands episode 2. Join us, our very own Noctum Sky down there, our very own Sarah from Sunday nights, and this week, two brand new players. One who was here last week and one who no one has ever seen before.
Dun, dun, dun.
So join us tomorrow night for the literal train wreck.
Excellent. Can't wait for more. What's going on at Roll for Initiative? We got more Gen Con content, or are we done with that?
We have a short break from Gen Con content, and then we'll be jumping back in.
Excellent.
You can check out our haul and wrap-up video from last week, and tomorrow's video is an interview with our local comic book store owner.
Ooh, lovely. Can't wait to see it. And Noctum Sky, what are you up to?
Who knows? I don't know. We're reformatting a little bit. I just had to do some stuff with my PC and whatever. So I stream. I do on YouTube. So check that stuff out. Right. And I'm sure we'll be back up to stuff soon.
And anybody can see you in a probably much more relaxed capacity tomorrow.
Well,
playing at the start anyway.
Yeah, to begin with. For now. Playing as Jet in Guy's Deadlands game. All right. Well,
and thank you as always to all of you guys. Dawn, Skylar, Puck. Wow. Thank you. That was awesome.
All right. Last notes. Stay tuned for the raid, of course, as always. Also, if you're out there watching and you've been enjoying this show, if you could just share it at some point this week, share our channel with somebody, bring in some new followers, bring some new people into our world here. That would be absolutely fantastic. We've got the new show starting up with Kevin's Deadlands already off to like a real bang as far as plot goes. Yeah, I had to.
Can't help himself.
I can't. I'm just full of puns. And keep an eye out for another new show that's going to be starting up. We don't know exactly when yet, sometime in the next couple months. And it's going
eventually
to be totally different from anything you've seen so far.
Okay. All right. Well, until next time, everybody. Class dismissed.
As you tumble or you'll barf. RPD and they will sing this song all night. If damn my human drinking's wrong, I don't wanna be right. Fortitude. Save!